matchup in the Pacific International Junior Hockey League from the Ladner Arena. Today's matchup, the Richmond Sockeyes, the hometown Delta favorites. Hello everyone, I'm Steve Erickson, and joining me in our color commentary position today, Mr. Miles Perry. First off, Miles, today, never mind Delta IceHogs competing against the Richmond Sockeyes. They're up against Super Bowl Sunday.
I know, it's unbelievable to have a hockey game on Sunday, but we're here, we're going to enjoy it, and we got two great teams going at it, and you mentioned the hometown favorites, and maybe Delta is a favorite tonight. Richmond's coming in off a 3-game losing streak, and Delta sort of turned things around in the second half of the season. They're coming off a loss to Abbotsford, but before that, they had a 6-4 win at home, so, you know, this team has climbed back, they've made some moves, and who knows what's going to happen tonight. I think Delta definitely has momentum going into tonight's game.
You mentioned Abbotsford. Abbotsford's clearly in first place right now. They're virtually running away with first place position, so that's going to be, you know, work in their favor, but the rest of them, it's anybody's fight. The sixth place, the top 6 teams, which we'll talk about later on, the top 6 teams make the playoffs. The last team, the 7th, and the way it looks right now, is going to be Queen's Park's Pirates, but we don't want to wish them any ill fate. It looks like they might be the odd team out, but the top 6 will make it, and Abbotsford has to maintain their strength. But you talk about Delta, Richmond, Grandview. Grandview come off a victory last night, so they're very strong, and you've got virtually a 3-way run.
Yeah, it's a 3-way dogfight for second place, and who knows what's going to happen. All these teams, they really want to get second place. They want to halter their position in the playoffs and get to second place so they can help themselves get momentum going into the playoffs. But, you know, tonight's game, there's a 2-point difference between Richmond and Delta, so it is a huge game tonight between both these teams.
It is, and Delta wants to come out victorious. Of course, so does Richmond, and one of the people that was here earlier on with the Richmond Sockeyes, but he was in a different capacity. He was one of the coaches for the All-Star game, which the Delta IceHogs hosted, and that coach is Mr. Jamie Dodd, and he joined Miles earlier on.
Dodd here, coach of the Richmond Sockeyes, and before we talk about tonight's game, you got the opportunity to coach in the All-Star game. What was that like as an experience for a head coach, to coach with that talent of players out there?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I mean, that's what it's all about. These guys get there, it's fun. Certainly the talent level steps up a little bit, and there's a lot of goals anyway, so.
Yeah, I heard it was quite an exciting game, and you coached in Delta minor hockey for a number of years before making the jump into junior, and what was that like as a transition as far as coaching goes?
I think the biggest difference, other than the obvious where the talent level is a little better and there's different aspects of the game, is there's a certain pressure to win. I mean, it's still a development league, this league, but the owners do spend a lot of money, and they like results. So
is there more burden on the players as a coach? You got to demand more from your players other than you probably would in Delta hockey. These guys, like you said, there's money involved here. These players, they got to respond to your coaching.
Obviously, yeah. They respond, or somebody goes, and usually it's the coach. So.
Well, we don't want that to see that happen. Talk about tonight's game. Your team coming in, 3-game losing streak. You can't like that, giving Delta an opportunity to catch back up. So obviously tonight's going to be a big game for you guys.
It's very big. I think, I mean, to finish second, our destiny's in our own hands. No one can catch us if we can string together 5 or 6 wins here, and it's got to start tonight.
Obviously, your team has to get fired up. You've got Delta coming in. They're inspired. They've been playing some great hockey. They got a good new goalie. I think he's 4-0-1 since coming in. So they've got a lot to play for, too. How do you get your guys fired up after coming off a 3-game losing streak to get them fired up to come out here and face Delta this afternoon?
Well, I think the losing streak started with Delta, so I think there's your answer right there. I mean, let's take out on them what they started. So
it's revenge time for the boys.
That's right. Yeah.
Excellent. So there's some words from Coach, and
good words from Coach Jamie Dodd, and of course, as we mentioned, he did coach in the All-Star game here. His thoughts on that, quite low-key.
Yeah, you know, he enjoyed coaching, obviously, but what I found interesting is making the jump from Delta minor hockey to coaching junior hocky, and like he said, there's money involved. This is real. Fans come out. There's you know, a lot of money involved in this league, and so you got to expect more from your players. And he talked a little bit about that, and sure enough, that, you know, the players do have to respond to coaching this league. It is junior hockey, and you know, there's money involved.
Well, he's got big shoes to fill, because last year the coach for the Richmond Sockeyes was Russ Weber, and Russ Weber is no longer in that capacity. Apparently, he's still involved with the team, from what I'm told by Mr. Mark Jones, one of the other individuals involved with the Richmond Sockeyes. Of course, Richmond Sockeyes, they've got a history, long-time history. They used to be involved years back in the BC Junior League, at that time the BC Junior League, and they played out of Richmond, and they played against Kerrisdale in the old Kerrisdale barn years back. But go from one coach to the other. Let's go and get the thoughts from head coach for the Delta IceHogs, Brad Bowen.
Brad Bowen, coach of the Delta IceHogs. And first question I want to ask you is, Colburn's back in the lineup. Tell us a little bit about his story. I heard he was off backpacking in Europe, and now he's back on the team. Did you guys have to release a player, or you just had room for him to come back?
We kept the card open from day one. We knew he was heading over there. He was a big part of our team last year, and basically he stayed 3 weeks longer than he was supposed to, but we left the card open for our roster and to bring him back.
Were you surprised at all that he did come back, or it was kind of planned that he was going to come back and help out this team?
No, it was planned. It was planned, and you know, he played Friday night and did well, all things considered, and should have a better game tonight.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, conditioning-wise, how is he after, you know, spending some time over in Europe and then coming back and playing hockey?
Cardio-wise, he's great, but it's the hands and the timing that caught him a little bit off guard last Friday night. But that was a quicker team in Abbotsford, and we'll have a good run here tonight and see what it's like.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, since the last time we did a game here, you guys have certainly climbed your way back into the standings, and I think one of the big reasons is you guys have made some moves. You picked up a new goaltender, McClanahan, and I believe he's 4-0-1 since coming to your team. And how has that sort of sparked your team? I know you've come off a tie, a win. Unfortunately, you lost to Abbotsford, but you guys have, you know, managed your way back in the standing. Is that a big reason why is the goaltender and some moves you guys have made with the team?
Yes, that and getting the boys back from injury. Nate coming back. Since he's back, he's averaging 3-4 points a game, and Jason just allowed our team to not play mistake-free hockey, and he saved our behinds a couple of times in the last 5 games, and I'm sure he'll do the same thing tonight.
Excellent. And as far as Richmond's concerned, they're coming in off a 3-game losing streak, so they're out to win a game here tonight, and you guys obviously know that. Is that enough inspiration to get your guys motivated for tonight's game?
Well, yeah. Basically, this game's for second place. Obviously, if we beat them, we're only 2 points behind them. That puts us in second place, tied with them. And we've told our guys, basically, if we win, there'll be a Super Bowl party. If not, they got to go home and watch it themselves. So they're pretty. They should come to play tonight and or this afternoon, and we'll have some fun here.
Well, if that's not inspiration enough, and while we're talking about Super Bowl, what's your pick? We've got you on camera here.
Rams.
I'm thinking Rams. I got to go Tennessee myself. One last question: if you had to go two keys to the game here tonight to get a victory, you know, what are your 2 keys as a team here to come out and get a victory tonight?
We like to pick on their defense, so we'll get the puck deep. We'll be very physical on them, and second thing, lots of shots. I still think their goaltending is a little suspect at times, so we're going to get the puck deep. We're going to throw everything at the net and play very physical on them.
Is that one of the keys, to throw the puck at the net, not maybe wait for the fancy pass? Since you're talking about their goaltending, get the puck on net, take lots of shots today?
Yeah, that's going to be the key. We've got a lot of skilled forwards who sometimes try to overpass the puck, and when they do that, it just creates turnovers, and then no one likes the back check. So we're going to throw lots there. You know, maybe get Jamie his first goal and be physical on him and try to use our speed and get the puck deep.
But best of luck. You've got 5 games left, 4 after today, so best of luck down the stretch, and thanks for doing this, Brad.
You're welcome. Thanks.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ladner Leisure Center. I'm Steve Erickson with Miles Perry. The game's just about to get underway, and before we get things going, we would like to dedicate this broadcast to the memory of Mr. Stanley Thomas, the founding father for cable in the Lower Mainland as well as Delta area, and he sadly passed away a week ago, and to the family and friends of the Thomas family, our sincere condolences. Mr. Thomas, you will be missed by everyone. Face-off has just taken place. Play is inside the Richmond Sockeyes zone. Richmond Sockeyes wearing the black jerseys, going from right to left on your screens. Dumped inside the zone by player number 5, and that is Mike Nyland. Nyland dumped it in, picked up by Robertson. Robertson, a shot on goal. McClanahan makes the big stop. Back out in the neutral ice area, up to Landry. Landry dumps it in, a long shot. Off on a line change is Williams. Icehawks taking it behind their own net. Franson straight up to Birmingham. Birmingham goes back, gets control of it, crosses the blue line, couldn't get past Landry out in the neutral ice area. And we have an offside at the blue line called by the one linesman. And we should mention at this time the officials for the game, the referee, Mr. Darryl Mitchell, the linesman, Mr. Paul Nichols, and Danny Bartanis from North Delta. Paul is from Richmond, and referee Darryl is from Coquitlam. There's head coach Brad Bowen.
Also another key acquisition.
Dump back inside the zone by Richmond. Taking it behind the net. Campbell still in control. Passes it over to Lowe. Lowe shot it. Couldn't get it out of the zone. Intercepted by Tarrant. Tarrant has it behind the net. Lowe comes in to try and steal it to help out. A little bit of a miscommunication right on front of their doorstep. They regained, and their troops get it inside the Richmond end zone. Lowe throws a check back on Landry inside the zone. Herbert for Richmond. All the way up the center. Goes down the right side. Straight in, goes to the high slot. Big stop by McClenahan. McClenahan just left that out to Birmingham, and Birmingham picks it up. Shot it, but not out. Intercepted by Campbell. Campbell straight ice. And that was stolen right there by Herbert as he was back checking into his own zone. Far side, Williams has it. Williams shot it, but not out. Straight up to Sika. Sika couldn't pick that one up. Out to the neutral ice area. They throw that just on a line change. They dump it in. They go off on a line change as Morin. Icehawks. White. Cross ice pass as he gives it over to Sampson. Sampson dumps it inside the zone. Out of his goal is Clark to stop that. Back out the neutral ice area once again, and Naveri dumps it back in. Picking that up behind his net is Whibley. Whibley shot it, but not out. Finally, back out to center, straight up for Rich. Rich, a long shot wide of the net. Going down after that in the corner is Levangie. Levangie couldn't clear it out of his own. Cross ice pass to Charters. Charters took the shot, and a big stop by McClenahan. Once again out. Sampson couldn't pick that one up. And we have a glove hand pass, I believe, indicated by Paul Nichols, the one linesman. There's the other coach we were talking about. The coach that was in the All-Star game. Actually, both coaches were here in the All-Star game, only in different capacities. Brad was one of the general managers.
Delta put a few players in the All-Star game, Steve. They had Birmingham there, McIntosh and Young, and Mr. Nate McIntosh was the MVP, picking up 6 points in that game, and shows you the talent that Delta has here tonight to go up against Richmond Sockeyes.
Well, McIntosh is an all-round player, and he's good for, in most cases, normally a goal a game. Of course, one of the assistant coaches, Shane Cuss, he's a real master at teaching the young guys how to score and where to go, because he's got the talent that he can read the play, and he can help them out as to which area of the net to shoot, because he can read the goaltenders. And that's his, I guess you would say, that's his God-given talent from just when he was playing with the Surrey Eagles. He holds several records with the Surrey Eagles in the BC Hockey League. Back down inside their zone, Nyland has it. Oh, a solid check there thrown by Anderson. Right on the goaltender, Clark. Anderson just hammered goaltender Clark. Now we have Franson comes in.
Yeah, that was definitely, Steve, a bit of a chip shot there as Anderson going hard to the net. And, you know, he could have pulled away, but he saw his opportunity to maybe rattle Clark a little bit, and he certainly took full advantage.
New words for the reason, heads up right there. We won't get a look at that one again, but Mr. Anderson will go in the penalty box, and as we mentioned on several other broadcasts, Mr. Brad Bowen is hoping that he stays there for the full 2 minutes, because that would just indicate that they killed the penalty, they didn't score.
Yeah, unbelievable hit. There's your score, no score, 0-0 Sockeyes and Icehawks, and Clark, boy, he obviously not shaken up because he's still in the game, but what a smack he took from Anderson, the Delta player, coming in full bore into the Sockeye end, and, you know, just ran right into the goalie, bowled him right over.
And we have a little bit of a change on the far side for the Richmond Sockeyes on their stick. This will be Richmond Sockeyes' first power play opportunity in the game, and we've only played 3 minutes and 15 seconds so far. Here's the announcement.
Interference. Time of the penalty, 3:14.
3:14 we've played. Interference for Anderson for Delta. Marion couldn't get control of that. Far side, intercepted once again by Williams. Williams dumps that inside. Robertson has it. Looks back to Williams. Inside to Robertson, going cross-ice pass. Couldn't set things up, and straight out of their own zone is Marion. Marion dumped that all the way up the ice to C.J. Young, and he was called for the offside pass, or as coaches call it, the two-line pass.
Two-line pass. Yeah, Richmond having a little bit of problems getting set up in the Delta end. Trying to work the puck down low and, you know, set the guys up along the boards and get the guys to the points working, but a little bit of problems. Delta doing a pretty good job so far, grabbing their guys along the boards and getting the puck out of their end. We'll see what we can do here. Richmond's got 1:27 left in the power play to see if they can pop a goal.
Face-off just inside the blue line. Pacific International Junior Hockey League. Junior hockey action from the Ladner Leisure Center. From the draw. Face-off was won by Robertson. Just dumped it back to his defensive partner. Whibley had control. Whibley giving it over on the far side. Back to Nyland. Back out to Whibley, and it was shot down the ice by Campbell for the Icehawks. Whibley intercept for the Richmond. Straight off the ice to Niebuhr. Eber has control, dumps it in the corner. Going after that is Campbell. Campbell shot it out and down the ice. No icing, they're still shorthanded by 59 seconds. Behind the net is Whibley. Whibley, cross ice pass, intercepted on a steal right there by Maurer. Maurer goes in, dumped in the corner, lost it as it took an errant bounce on the ice. Whibley shot it, but not out. Whibley was going to go back after it, but Nyland intercepts it. Shot it off the boards, picked up again by the Ice Hawks. McIntosh has control. Passed it back over to Tarrant, and Tarrant dumps it down the ice. Good penalty killing by the Ice Hawks, Miles.
Yeah, excellent penalty killing, and you know, momentum builder. Power play should be a momentum builder for Richmond, but you know, when a team comes out and kills off a penalty the way Delta's doing, it can be a momentum favor in their favor.
Icing call for the Richmond Sockeyes with 19 seconds remaining in the minor penalty to Mr. Anderson for the Ice Hawks. There you can see young goaltender Jason McClenahan. Now, he was recently released from Surrey. His record for the Delta Ice Hawks is 4-0-1, but he was a call-up, and he played with the Surrey Eagles in the BC Hockey League, and they expected big things from this young man, but they obviously felt that with the trading deadline moved down the early part of January, they felt that it was necessary to have him come down to pick up another goaltender to stabilize their goalie position.
Certainly a great move, because like you said, look what he's done. He's got 4 wins under his belt already as he's just come over in the last few weeks. And you know, we'll see how he plays tonight. He's a big reason why Delta's climbed back in the standings.
Well, I've watched him play when he did play in the BC Hockey League with the Surrey Eagles. Quick reflexes, and he's got an exceptional glove hand. I was very impressed with the talent level the young man showed me when I watched him. Cross-ice pass inside the zone. Sika takes the shot high and wide outside. I wasn't sure. It looked like it was going through the uprights, but we're in the wrong location for that, Miles. So what's this? I hear you picked Tennessee.
Yeah, today's Super Bowl, you know, after that miracle play they did against Buffalo, you know, it's like in hockey when the Canucks went to the Cup in '94 when they had that unbelievable Bure move against Vernon when they beat Calgary. There was the momentum, and I think it's kind of the same way with Tennessee. They got that miracle playing.
The who move?
The Bure move.
Oh, yeah, that's the guy that's no longer with us, right?
That's the guy who's lighting up the league who the Canucks traded for, you know, not Joe Winoski and a couple other mentionables. Yeah,
Gagne and Brown and Kevin Weeks.
Where's Gagne now?
Retired. He is retired. They actually bought his contract out. Puck is shot up and out of play.
Yeah, but he, you know,
We'll be conducting a
he
draw.
was a key element in the deal. A key element in the deal, according to Brian Burke. And end of the year, they let him go.
Well, that's what they mentioned, but I don't know. It's business. That the National Hockey League is big business.
It's all business now.
What they want. I'm actually impressed, despite the fact that a lot of people criticize me. I'm actually impressed with the style of play. I think Mark Crawford's doing a fairly respectable job. It's just that some nights, as you know, Miles, some nights the players don't come to play all the time, and that's no different from junior hockey. Same thing. Mulhall has control in the corner. Shot it, but not out. Charters has it. Got it out to the blue line. Intercepted on a steal there by Campbell. Kept it inside the zone. Back pass. Picking it behind the net. Robertson left it. Mulhall picks that one up. Mulhall straight up the ice. Across the blue line. Out the neutral ice area with 14 minutes remaining. Mulhall across the line. Looking. Trying to pass it back into Neighbors. Shot scored by Wesley Rich for Richmond.
Yeah, unfortunate break. Bounced right off the post, came out to the slot, and wide open, yawning cage, buried the puck, 1-0 Richmond, and no chance for McLennan on that. The initial shot came off the post. As you're going to take a look at the replay
well
here.
set up. Watch this. He started this. Mulhall started this all the way from his own zone.
There's the initial shot there, and she just can't pick it off. He went off the post, came right out to the slot. Wide open net there. 1-0 Richmond.
Well, Matt White let his man get away from him. He actually stood at the side of them and skated him off instead of taking his man and forcing him off the puck to prevent him from getting the shot. But that's a learning curve, no different from everything else. From the faceoff. Lowe got it back inside his own zone to Campbell. Campbell straight up to Maurer. Maurer couldn't finish the playoff. Dumped it back inside their zone. McClenahan picks that one up. Careful play there as Campbell tried to get it over to Maurer on the far side. Dump back in the corner. Behind the net now is Neveri. Takes control. Picks it up. Shot it out the neutral ice area. Intercepted by Brill. Brill has it. Here's the announcement of the goal.
The assist to number 2 is Siren Mulholm, and to number 23, Scott Neighbor. Time of the goal, 6:02.
We have an offside call as Nick Lowe was offside by about 3 feet on the far side. He paused and hesitated and waited, then decided to go in, figuring that, I guess in that case, that they were going to continue in with the puck, but put himself offside right there. There you can see Rob Birmingham for the Delta Ice Hawks. Of course, score right now, Richmond Sockeyes lead the Delta IceHawks by a score of 1-0.
Birmingham, one of the spark plugs for the Delta team. He's a goal scorer. They're going to need him tonight to pop in a few goals if they're going to have a chance here against Richmond. And he's one of the guys that went over to the All-Star game, like we mentioned, along with McIntosh and Young. And he's a spark plug, and he's going to have to be one tonight. He's going to have to pop a goal or two,
Birmingham
hopefully.
played last year for the Comox Valley Glacier Kings, the junior B team in the North Vancouver Island League over there. And his hometown right now, it says, is West Vancouver.
Place to live in Vancouver, West Vancouver.
I believe there was an announcement, a correction on the goal scorer. CJ Young, give it over on the far side, up to Baker. Misplayed that, dumped back inside the zone to McIntosh, couldn't get a hold of it. Cross ice, and Anderson shot it around, but not out, intercepted. Kept in at the blue line on the far side by Thompson. Thompson passed it back over to Morin. Morin teed that one up, good shot by Sika. Right on the goal, and it's dumped back out in the neutral ice area. Going after that is Thompson. Thompson's in a foot race with CJ Young. McIntosh going in to help out, couldn't get control of it. Straight up the ice across center is Herbert. Herbert in control, dumped it back inside the zone. Franson has it, dumped it back out the neutral ice area. Young goes after it, took it off the boards. McIntosh picks it up across the line, going down the left side. Pass in, shot, big shot there, and a beautiful stop by young goaltender Clark. But
There you get a nice look at the talent that McIntosh has. Made a nice little move to get the puck over defender's stick and break down the right-hand wing. And as he came over, he fed a beautiful pass to Marinik. And, you know, pretty good opportunity there. Great shot. You'll take a look at the replay.
good shot here by Marinik, too.
Yeah, here's McIntosh. Beautiful pass, backhand pass to the slot. Marinik, great shot. But Clark covering his angles well, keeping the stick on the ice, makes a great save.
Face-off inside the zone. To the left of young goaltender Campbell from the draw. IceHawks lost it. Morin going back inside his own zone to help out. Shot it, but not out. Siegel takes a long shot. Right on goal. Clark scrambling, trying to find it behind the net. Lost it. White intercepted that. Back out to Levangie. Levangie, the long shot wide of the net. Taking that in the corner, trying to settle it down and work their way out of their zone. White has control in the corner. Looks. Levangie's wide open. Long shot stopped by Clark. And they all scramble and pile right on Clark. And Clark was the one, he saw that all the way. You're going to take the long shot from the point, Miles, get some traffic in front of the net so the young goaltender can't see it.
Yeah, they were trying to give Richmond credit for keeping on the bodies and clearing the pass so Clark has an opportunity to see the shot. You see, Levangie had a couple shots here from the point. Look at this one, gets a lot of wood on it. Pretty good shot, but like you said, Steve, there's no traffic in front of the net. Not too often the goalie's going to get beat on a shot like that.
No, that's true, and the only one that was in front of him was Sampson. Speaking of Sampson, the young man's taking the face-off for the IceHawks. Didn't get that one. Lost it, taking it behind the net. Sampson out in front of the doorstep, right on. Oh, good wood on that one. And boy, did he ever get that one home, but Clark stopped him.
Yeah, another nice pass from White to Sampson. You're talking about Sampson off the draw. They actually lost the draw, but a little miscommunication with Clark and his defenseman. The puck came to White, who fed it out front. But another great save. You know, Clark, well, true to the test here after taking that hit from Anderson early on in the game. He's definitely played well and kept his team here with a 1-0 lead.
Well, you can see right now why he's a starting goaltender for the Richmond Sockeyes. That's what head coach Jamie Dodd had mentioned earlier on. He's all-rounded young goaltender from the draw. Landry has control. Coming out the left side, Landry. Long pass straight up the center. Going after that is Charters. Charters dumps it inside the zone. Trying to pick it up is Rich. Rich couldn't get to it in time. Tried to get it back. Shot. Back. Trying to get it over to White. Landry finished the checkoff. Dumped back inside the corner by Rich. Rich takes it. Levangie left that one. Straight up to White. White dumped it out in the neutral ice area. Sampson couldn't pick it up, and Levangie will go after that one. Behind the net. Sets up. Levangie still in control. Forechecking and doing a great job is Wesley Rich for the Richmond Sockeyes. Back pass, not inside the zone. Finally, Rich got good wood on it again, but still couldn't get inside the zone. Landry has it for the Richmond Sockeyes. IceHawks going off on a real scrambling line change. That could have been dangerous on the far side. We've got a delayed penalty indicated by referee Darryl Mitchell. Going to the Richmond Sockeyes, so Delta will get the first power play opportunity in the game. Out of their own zone, all the way up the center. McIntosh comes down. We've got a call that a lot of officials don't know and they don't really understand. Now the faceoff will take place at center ice. We've got what they call a premature substitution on the delayed penalty. The goaltender come out, that's okay for the goalie to come out, but the replacement for the substitution of the goaltender was too quick. So instead of giving a minor penalty, to Delta. What they do now, the Canadian Hockey, is they've implemented a rule where it's just called a premature substitution, and they have a face-off at the center ice face-off dot, because that nullifies the explosive, I guess, power play opportunity at that time that Delta would have had. So good call by the linesman to pick up on that.
It's like Neighbor's going to sit down here for 2. Number 23 for the Richmond Sockeyes.
And Delta's first power play opportunity of the game, as we mentioned earlier on, from the draw. Here's the announcement of the penalty.
2 minutes for elbowing. Time of the penalty, 9:23.
Neighbor for elbowing at 9:23. Taking it behind the net.
9:23.
Mason McIntosh for the IceHawks. Comes out the left side. McIntosh over on the far side up to Campbell. Campbell up the center, across the line, going in. Merrick has control. Back pass, trying to get it straight into Baker. Baker couldn't get control of it. Taking it behind the net. Coming in to help out is Campbell. Lost his balance and fell down. Was Young. Young going after it. Gets control of it once again. Merrick doing a good job forechecking with Campbell. Merrick in control. Looks. Merrick setting up. What are we going to do? Still in control. Trying to get it out. Dump it out of the corner. Pass blocked by Traders. Still out McIntosh. Back in to Merrick. Merrick cross ice pass over to Campbell on the far side. Campbell just had a little bit of a fan shot on that, and he couldn't keep it inside the zone. It goes back out to center ice, inside their own zone with 1 minute remaining in the minor penalty to Neighbor. Cross the line. McIntosh comes down, goes wide. Williams takes him off the puck. Gets control once again, looking. Campbell gets control, kept it onside. Back over. Dump inside. C.J. Young right on the doorstep. Good opportunity by the IceHawks. What a power play unit. I'm impressed, Miles.
Yeah, really good power play. And you can see the idea here for Delta is to have McIntosh speed, carry the puck in, down the boards, get it around the net, and then get the power or the point set up. And that's what they've done. They've carried the puck in rather than shoot the puck in and try to set it up. With McIntosh's speed, it allows them to gain the blue line, get the guys in their position, get them set up, feed the puck back to the point, and then the guys are all set up and you can make your plays work.
Well, McIntosh with 24 games played, he's got 19 goals and 26 assists for a total of 45 points. He's tied with, I guess it's, who am I looking at here? A young gentleman that's no longer apparently in our Richmond roster. I believe it was David Lumai that he was apparently tied with, but we don't see him on the roster. McIntosh in control. Another penalty coming up to the Sockeyes. The goaltender leaving for the extra attacker. Lavangi, the long shot, deflected up and off the screen. Delta's going to have a 2-man advantage for 23 seconds. And we have a tripping penalty being assessed by referee Daryl Mitchell.
Yeah, there's a little bit of rough stuff going on in front of the Richmond net. Whibley looks like he's going to sit down. Could have been called interference, possibly a cross check, but I think it is going to be a trip. A little bit of roughhousing going on in front of the net.
Oh, what do they say? Beauty's in the eyes of the beholder, Miles.
In the eyes of the ref this time. We'll take a look at the replay. If you can catch the end here, there it is. Looks like a little shot in the back.
It fell down. The only thing that was missing was the splash.
You're calling it a dive, Steve.
No, I didn't say that. I just said there was no splash. This is what we call hard water.
Yeah.
Guys are playing on hard water out here, Miles. Okay, draw in. It'll be to the right of young goaltender Clark from the draw. White misplayed that, couldn't get control of it. It's dumped out and down the ice. Here's the announcement of the penalty.
2 minutes for tripping. Time of the penalty, 11 minutes. Whibley for tripping.
Two-man
The time,
advantage for
11
10
minutes.
seconds left. Birmingham cross-ice pass over on the far side, giving that back over to McIntosh. McIntosh in control. Long shot to Clark. First penalty's expired. Working on their second power play opportunity right out in front, and they couldn't get control of it. Shot out and down the ice. McIntosh moved back to the defensive position right now. McIntosh with Lavangi. Out there with him, he has Brent Maurer. Also, we've got Birmingham, as we spoke about earlier on, and also Matt White on the power play unit. Richmond Miles playing strong defensively in their own zone.
Yeah, they're doing a pretty good job. The key there on that two-man advantage was to win the faceoff, and Nyland did a great job to win the faceoff, get the puck down the ice, and virtually killed off that two-man advantage. Now they just got to deal with one guy in the box.
Well, they're 0 for 1 right now. Long shot, holding on to a wise move by the young goaltender to hold on that, especially when you're killing a penalty. Hold on to it, stop it, and get it. The one area so far, Miles, that I think from our vantage point up here anyway, that Delta's got to improve on are their percentage of face-off wins. They seem to be giving up a lot, but if you're going to win both zones. The neutral zone, you can afford to give 1 or 2 away, but in the attacking zone, especially on the power play, and you must win the face-offs in your own zone.
Yeah, especially when you have a two-man advantage there for only 23 seconds, and you have a draw on the opponent's end. You really want to win that draw and get it back to the point like they just did there. But unfortunately, Nyland was there, made a great draw and got it down the ice and killed
Well,
off.
Sampson heard us talking about that as Sampson's floating out around the center ice area up there. Nick Lowe has control of the puck. Nick Lowe coming out of his own zone. Over to Tarrant. Tarrant across the line. Looks going wide. Who's with him? Trying to set something up. Still in control. Couldn't finish that one off. It's shot. Back out to Campbell in the neutral ice area right at center. Campbell stops, turns, gives it over to Tarrant. Tarrant across ice pass going in. Sampson going home free pass. Oh, what a steal there. Nyland come from nowhere to take it from him. Long shot out and down the ice. Icing is waved off. They've got 15 seconds left in the minor penalty. 7:10 remaining in this first period of play. IceHawks, a lot of power right now. Get it up to Lowe. Lowe let it go by him. Inside the zone going after that. Sampson tries to come in and steal it and help out. Team's back at full strength right now. The IceHawks are 0 for 2 in their power play unit. Setting up. Lost it in the corner. Richmond Sockeyes. Working the way out of the zone. Going in. Taking it behind the net. Campbell levels Mr. Williams behind the net. Says, welcome to my zone. And you're not going to get in there free. You're coming into my area. You got to cost it. Cross the line. Young coming down. Going in. Backhand. Couldn't get it upstairs. Clark made the big stop. Back out in the area. And Franson misplayed it at a bounce at the blue line. Inside their own zone, McClenahan picks that one up, leaves it for Levangie. Levangie comes out, stopped, turned around, and went back in his own zone. Whibley forechecking against him, trying to get it back over to Marinick. Marinick left it from McIntosh. McIntosh turns in his own zone. Penalty coming up against the IceHawks.
It might be an interference call, or it can't be boarding because he didn't rub him out. Interference call. Yeah, it's going to be Delta penalty.
Good call. I'm gonna tabulate how many penalties you call right, because if you get a lot of them right, I'm going to sign you up to referee.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
My next question is, can you skate?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, well, then you can do it.
Levangie's going to sit down for 2 and give Richmond another chance here on the power play. And here's the penalties. You look. Number 4 there, yeah, rubs this guy out. A little bit of interference, and the ref right on the spot there makes a pretty good call. I think you got to call that. I think you got to call that one, Steve. You know, if a guy taking a guy off who's chasing the man with the puck, you know, basically is interference.
You don't have a choice. Some you can let go. Some you can basically get away with a few of them, but not that one. Delta lost the draw. From the draw, back out. Nyland takes the shot. Here's the announcement.
2 minutes for interference.
Interference as Young comes down the ice. Home free shot wide of the net. Oh, Young could have buried that thing and tied the game up. Still inside their own zone. Robertson has it. Robertson straight up the center ice to Williams. Williams couldn't get it across the line. Finally, Scott Neighbor does. Neighbor in control, gets it back out to Robertson. Robertson looks, sets it up. Long shot, scores right through the 5-hole.
Yeah, he saw his spot. He saw McClenahan there have his legs a little bit open, saw the spot. Nice little move, took a few steps, saw the opening, took the slap shot. As you watch him come down.
Power play goal, too.
Yeah, power play goal. Now they're 1 for 2 on the power play, and they got a 2-0 lead. As you watch Robertson, you know, he's thinking pass here, but he realizes I got a chance to shoot. He sees the 5-hole open. You see it right there, and boom. Makes no doubt a great shot. Great shot there. Gives his team a 2-0 lead.
Well, the way the goaltender, that's the one thing players don't understand. The way the goaltender was standing in the area that he was positioned, you're not going to go upstairs, because you go upstairs, he's going to stop it. If you're going to go anyplace, go low, go through the 5-hole. Exceptional shot right there. And, of course, young Mr. McClenahan, I mentioned earlier on that he's strong upstairs with the glove, and I've been a witness to that several times. Tarrant has control for the IceHawks. Pass that back inside to Anderson. Anderson couldn't get it any farther. Back inside their own zone. Tarrant has it. Tarrant comes in, give it to Campbell, and Kellen, he leaves that for McClenahan. Wise move to cover up right now with 5:27 left in this first period.
The momentum's definitely shifting here. Here's the announcement.
Ryan Williams. Time of the goal, 14:17.
McClenahan a little bit dejected over that goal right there, but still lots of time left in this game. They've got to come back, regroup. Certainly Miles had their opportunity.
Yeah, CJ Young had a shorthanded breakaway there and just, you know, shot wide.
Got a call for the offside pass as Anderson just should have slowed down. That was basically what they call a home run pass right there, and he was over the line before the puck. So in that case, we will be called and have a face-off for an offside pass. I'm looking over on the far side. Despite the fact, Miles, that it's Super Bowl Sunday, they don't have a bad crowd here. A lot of youngsters on hand coming out. I believe there's going to be, what do they have, one of those mini minor type hockey games between periods?
That's
I know there's a draw for South Delta minor hockey. It's an event that they've been selling tickets for minor hockey, and all the contributions go towards the minor hockey program in South Delta, something that's truly needed. And I believe Mr. Taylor is still, unless Kevin can correct me if I'm wrong from the truck, I believe Mr. Taylor is still the president for South Delta minor hockey. Ice Hawks coming down across the line, going in. Baker has control. Cross ice shot. Oh, big save there, and Anderson had a golden opportunity, but Clark shut that door. Straight inside the zone, going after that. McGregor on the doorstep, centering, couldn't get control of it. McGregor going in the corner, taking him off the puck is Baker. Baker misplayed that. Tarrant picks it up for the Ice Hawks, straight out of dangerous territory, right in front of his own goal. Cross ice over to Baker once again. Baker goes in, gets away from Mulhall. Anderson gets hauled down in the corner. No call on the play out in the neutral ice area. Good spinorama move right there by Birmingham as he dumped it back inside the zone. He took a check by Whibley after he did it. Far side. Drager has control for Richmond. Drager lost it. Picked it up once again by Birmingham. Birmingham couldn't get it away, and Drager got it back inside the Sockeye zone. Drager goes to pick it up and is dumped out in the penalty box area with 4:06 remaining to score. Richmond Sockeyes 2, Delta Ice Hawks no score. There you can see a happy coach, Jamie Dodd.
Yeah, he's got to be happy with the way his team's playing, and looks like they're going after the body now, Steve. They've got their 2-goal lead. You know, that last shift when Delta had some opportunities in their end, every man was being rubbed out along the boards and the checks were being finished.
Well, take the man, play the body. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a good physical game. I keep saying I'd rather see the body than watch all the stick work. That's why they're wearing these golden masks right now. Puck is inside the Delta Ice Hawk zone, dumped all the way out the neutral ice area. Going after that is Lowe. Lowe comes down, gets around Landry. Long shot, big stop by Clark. Lowe still trying to fight for it. Spinorama gets another shot away. 2 golden chances right there, and young goaltender Clark stopped them both.
Boy, Clark's in his zone right now. He's faced a number of shots and some quality shots, some good chances.
We've got to give everybody credit. Now, if we get a chance to see that again, the thing that I was very impressed with was, never mind the fact that Lowe took the one shot, he stayed with the puck. He didn't just veer off and go for a little lackadaisical skate back out to the line. Watch this.
Yeah, there's the initial shot, and you watch the puck comes back out. He does a pretty good job of handling the rebound, but you'll see it floats there. Another opportunity as Lowe does a little spin to get another shot. Keeps down on the ice, has his stick along the ice along with his pads, and makes another great save. Good
Perseverance on that case by Lowe. Very impressed. I'm impressed with what he's showing us, because he could have just very easily veered off and gone back out to the blue line, or try and go some other way, but he never did. Levangie, a long shot from the point, going in, hit that stick in the corner, took a strange bounce. Herbert has control behind the net, centering pass back out in front to White. White give it back over on the far side to Levangie. Levangie, a long shot. Low, misplaced that one on the side of the net right there, and Clark had the side partially covered, just didn't leave it wide open. Out down the ice is deflected off the defenseman's gloves. That's Franson's glove. He reached for it and it just took a strange bounce. Levangie picks it up behind the net. Still in control. Lost it. Misplayed that once again. Going after it. Rich dumped it out. Back out to the point. McClanahan took the long shot. Picked up once again by White. White out of his own zone, and we have a penalty coming up, obviously, to Delta, to the Ice Hawks. It was behind the play, and we've got a slashing penalty being assessed to Lucas Franson for the Ice Hawks.
Yeah, Franson's going to sit down for 2, and yet another power play opportunity for Richmond. They're 1 for 3 so far, and if they can capitalize on another power play, it could be a 3-0 lead, and that could be almost too much for Delta to get back.
Took a quick notice here as we're doing this telecast. Super Bowl Sunday, 30th of January. I'm just taking a quick notice. Lucas just had a birthday, so a happy belated birthday, Lucas. He was born January the 28th. I'm not going to tell you what year he was born. His hometown is Langley, it says in our roster.
And he's sitting down for 2 as his birthday gift. He's going to sit down for 2 and enjoy the view from the penalty box.
Isn't that nice of the referee?
Here's 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 17-14.
17-14 the penalty, so we've got 2:32 remaining in this first period of play. Coming down across the line, Robertson cuts in towards the goal. Far side is Campbell. Campbell come up with that. Lost it on a steal. A spinorama move right there, and Verta had it. Verta in the corner. Verta passed it back out as Verta goes into the high slot area. Looks, Robertson in control. Cross ice pass over to Verta. Verta goes to tee it up. Back over to Robertson. Robertson, good move. Oh, he stripped him right there, but just thread it right through the goal crease. Down the ice is Young. Young coming down across the line. Going in. Nyland takes him off the play. Young had another opportunity. He's got to capitalize on one of those. His days are marked. They know what this guy can do. He's got exceptional coordination skills with that puck. Give him the puck, and he's going to do a lot of talented things with it. Dump back inside the zone. McClanahan comes out of his net to stop it. Robertson had control, lost it, couldn't pick it up. It was Navari. Navari lost that one. Teed up Whibley, a shot. Big stop by McClanahan.
Yeah, great save there, and good job of covering the rebound. Richmond all over them down low, getting a lot of opportunities. And before that, Robertson, he's already got one power play goal tonight, and he made a great move to cut to the net. So you see him here. Here's Robertson, makes a great move, gets the goalie to go down, gets him committed, and sends it across the crease. Pretty good job by the Delta defenseman there.
Well,
Number
Whibley,
2, Campbell, to hold the defender off and not allow a shot. But
Whibley
what a move by Robertson.
was hoping that Williams was on the side of the goal, because he could have dumped that thing inside, but he wasn't there. And again, a golden opportunity. Richmond Sockeyes lead in this first period of play with 1 minute and 35 seconds left. Richmond Sockeyes lead the Ice Hawks by a score of 2-0. And it's not that Delta hasn't had their chances. They kill it down. They're shorthanded still for another 42 seconds inside their own zone. Thompson picks that up for the Sockeyes. Looks straight up the center ice. Long pass up for McGregor. McGregor going over on the far side. Dump back down by Lavangi inside the zone. Clark comes out, stops that, steers it to the side of the net. And Thompson picks it up for the Richmond Sockeyes. Thompson comes out the right side, straight up the middle. That's 2 right up the middle. Delta's got to start picking up on that and understanding that they've done that more than once in this game and shut down the middle area. Last minute of play remaining in this first period of play with 10 seconds left in the minor penalty for Mr. Franson. Intercepted in front of the bench by Lavangi. Oh, solid hit there by Thompson as Thompson leveled McIntosh. Penalties expired. Team's back at full strength right now. Richmond are 1 for 3 in their power play. And they're also working their way out of their own zone. Lost, intercepted Birmingham. Giving that one straight over to Maurer. Maurer takes a long shot off the glass. McIntosh couldn't pick it up. Perrin shot that towards the net. Clark deflected that in the corner. Back pass inside the corner, and McIntosh has it. 20 seconds left. Back out to Lavangi. Lavangi couldn't keep it in at the point. Lavangi stops. Intercepted once again by McIntosh. McIntosh has it. Maurer going off on a line change. Beautiful play right there. A nice pass. White in control. Couldn't get his shot away. 5 seconds left. Richmond out of their own zone. Long shot by Morin. Big stop there by McClanahan. Delta long shot in desperation. The final buzzer goes, and we have thusly completed the first period of play, and well played by both teams.
Yeah, pretty good period. A lot of good skating, and like you said, Steve, some opportunities for both teams. I think that the difference so far might be goaltending. Delta's had some pretty good opportunities. They've got the puck on net. CJ Young had a shorthanded breakaway, shot wide, so they've had their opportunities, just haven't been able to capitalize on them.
They have. They were talking about opportunities, and there's one player that is not playing right now. He's out apparently due to a suspension. That's young Bryce Hallwig, and young Bryce played his minor hockey, some of his minor hockey in the California area. He's sitting a suspension out right now, and Miles is going to have the luxury to go down and talk to him very shortly, but very impressed with the first period of play. I thought both goaltenders, and I won't take anything away from young Mr. McClanahan because he did make some key stops, but his counterpart at the other end, Clark, he's done everything.
Yeah, Clark's really in the zone right now. Like we said, Delta's had great opportunities, lots of shots, but Clark, he covers his angles, and like you mentioned on one of the replays we showed, he stays with the play. He makes the initial save, he follows the puck well on the ice, and he makes the rebound save too, and that's what you need to make a good goalie.
Well, talk about goaltenders, they're playing well, and can't take anything away from either one of them because they're doing something I would never do. Believe me, I would never do. We're going to take a little bit of a timeout, come back with hopefully and possibly our first period guest, Mr. Bryce Hallwig, right after this timeout.
You're watching DCTV, your eye on Delta.
Oh, sorry, I didn't expect that. I was just going to phone and check up on the Super Bowl. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, that was a very entertaining first period of play. I was very impressed, as Miles said, and we've got a young gentleman joining Miles down ice level right now that's not playing in this game, and no doubt he really wishes that he was. Mr. Bryce Hallwig is down the ice level with Miles, so let's go down and join him.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. We have Bryce Hallwig, the bad boy. He's suspended for spearing. We don't know how long, but not able to play in tonight's game. But we won't talk about that. We want to talk about your schooling. You go to school in Langley. Maybe talk about where you go to school and what the school's all about, because it's kind of an interesting story.
Yeah, it's called Delphi Academy. It's in Langley. And basically, they have a sporting program where you go to school for about till 2 o'clock, then you go on the ice for 2 hours actually, and where they teach you, they practice. There's games once or twice a week within the school, teams within the school, and then they have a college team where you play other like Trinity Western and other colleges around the area.
So you get an opportunity to hit the books and learn social studies and math and all that fun stuff, but you also get to hit the ice in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's really fun going on the ice and playing, going to school and playing hockey, both in the same thing.
That's excellent. Obviously, it's going to help your hockey career, and you get to play every day in the afternoons. But we want to talk about you coming up from California. You're actually from the United States, and when did you move here, and how did you get involved in hockey once you got here?
I moved here about 2 years ago. Me and my brother Ryan were always into hockey since we were 3 or 4 years old, and he originally moved up here about 3 years ago, went to Delphi, and I came out a year after that, and then our family moved up here and just started playing hockey and going to Delphi and all that.
Is there a big difference from growing up in the States, people interested in hockey and watching hockey, playing street hockey and stuff, compared to when you moved up here to Canada? Was there more of an interest you found in Canada with hockey?
Yeah, there's, like, no one really thinks California, there's hockey in California, really. People laugh sometimes when you say hockey's actually pretty good from down there, and lots of good players come out of there. And yeah, just, it's
No problem. You also mentioned to me, being from California, that the goaltender Chris Clark, for Richmond, who stood on his head in the first period, he actually is from California too, and you guys are quite good friends.
Yeah, I lived in Southern California, he lived in Northern, and we played on travel teams together within the whole state. So I've known him for 3 or 4 years.
And he's obviously played great. He's got a shutout so far. He's made some great saves. And also your brother, you mentioned earlier in the interview, your brother came up as well, and now he's over in Medicine Hat. And how's he doing?
Yeah, he's doing well. Lots of points and lots of playing time as a rookie, so he's doing really well.
So he's moved on in his hockey career, and do you talk to him often on the phone? Does he give you advice? Does he tell you about what to do to make your game better?
Yeah, he always does. He always advice, and he talk to him at least 3 times a week, and helps me out and that sort of.
Excellent. So what was his biggest achievement, you think? Like what did he do to get himself to Medicine Hat? Talk about where he started off and now where he is now.
Well, he worked hard his whole life, and he's always been really active, and he loves hockey. So getting drafted #1 overall in that, and that was a pretty big achievement for him.
Yeah, that's huge, and obviously you got big shoes to fill. You want to follow his footsteps. Is that something you think you can achieve?
It's going to be hard, but this year's my draft year for the WHL, so see what happens.
Well, best of luck, Bryce. Thanks for taking the time out, and hopefully your team will get back on track here in the second period. So there you have it, Steve. We'll send it back up to you now.
There, for all the skeptics that are saying that Ryan Hallwig's no longer involved in the Western Hockey League, you're wrong. He is. Bryce Hallwig, younger brother, is playing here, and good to know. I didn't know that young Mr. Clark was from Northern California, because they do have travel teams. Their program in the States is somewhat different from the way we have our program in Canada, and we'll talk more about that in the second period. But we're going to take a little bit of a timeout now and come back with the second period action right after this timeout. My mic was off for a minute. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ladner Leisure Center. I'm Steve Erickson with Miles Perry. Good first period of play, and it was nice, some of the comments that Bryce Hallwig was telling you about.
Yeah, really great comments. He's disappointed he's out and he's not playing this period and playing this game. But yeah, it was nice to talk about him, seeing a guy from California come up and, play hockey in Langley, and his brother carry a career and playing in Medicine Hat. So yeah, it's nice to see a guy from California, from the States, come up to Canada and pursue a hockey career.
It is, and we were unaware until he had told you. We were unaware of the fact that young goaltender Clark played in Northern California. He's from the southern part of California, and because they have what they call state traveling teams, not just in California, but in the rest of them, and that's the way they work. And talked about Delphi Academy, just a little bit of inside scoop, and I'm going to find out after the next period when I happen to talk to a gentleman who's with the league, a man named Bobby Orr, not the Bobby Orr, but gentleman, Mr. Bobby Orr, has been around for years. I've known him, a good friend of mine. I'm going to find out, because I heard the other day that Delphi Academy has been awarded a franchise for the Pacific International Junior League. They're going to be playing out of Langley next year, and that their home dates will be Monday nights. And if that's the case, I want to find out what might happen to a youngster like, for example, Hallwig. Would he be obligated to go and play again with the Delta IceHawks, or would he be obligated to go and play for his home school? A couple of questions I'm curious to find out. So I'm going to talk to Mr. Bobby Orr.
You've got some homework to do, Steve.
Regardless, I do so. Puck is inside the Delta IceHawks zone. Going down is Herbert. Herbert takes a shot. McClenaghan coming up with a big stop on the short side of the net right there. Herbert going back after it. Gets it in the corner. Levangie throws a check to take him off the puck. Cross ice pass over to Nyland. Nyland looks, tries to dump it in. Taken off of him by McIntosh. McIntosh still fighting for it. Keeping it inside the zone is Morin. Morin leaves it for Levangie behind the net. Couldn't get control of it. Centering out. Oh, big shot there. Gorgeous opportunity right there, and Drager couldn't bury it home. Stopped by McClenaghan. We said earlier on that he played strong. Be nice to know what Coach Brad Bowen happened to say between periods, talking to the players in the dressing room, but he obviously told them just to finish off their chances, play stronger in their own zone, and don't give the puck up. Rich dumps it inside the zone. After that is Franson. Franson takes his man off the puck. McIntosh picks it up for the IceHawks. Cross-ice pass intercepted. McIntosh gets it still in control. Looks, cross-ice pass intercepted on a steal by Charters. Charters dumps it inside the zone. We got an offside, and McIntosh logging lots of ice time.
Yeah, skating circle there, and that's a key save. As you see Jamie on your screen, key save for Delta. You know, being down 2 goals isn't a huge thing. You get a goal back, you're only down 1. Being down 3-0, that's a different story. You got to really fight your way back when you're down 3 goals. And you know, we don't know what Brad said to him, but obviously Jason took it to heart, and he's come out and made a great save right off the bat.
Obviously it worked. Inside the neutral ice area, cross ice pass as they come down is Rich. Rich goes in, stops. Rich trying to look to get that one back over to Whibley. Couldn't get it back. Going towards the net. Charters right now is Maurer. Maurer goes in, drives to the net and pushes everything off. Thank heavens we've got boards, because that's basically what stopped everything.
Yeah, Maurer coming down strong. Another big hit that Clark takes. And you know, I don't know if he's used to this coming up from California, but he's been hit twice now, and you know, he stood in there, made great saves. And here's the replays. You look at him, Maurer, no one's stopping him. He's going straight to the net, powering right in. And yeah, Clark takes a pretty good shot. And, you know, that's why those nets come off like that.
Well, the thing with that is you've got to give full credit to Clark, because Clark stood his ground.
Oh, yeah.
Had he moved, might have been a whole different thing. Might have had a face-off at center ice.
No, he's not. He's taking his licks out there today. He's doing well. He's got a post and a shutout so far.
That's right, taking his licks and keep on ticking. Going right back, and Clark stops the second shot after him. Coming after that is Mulhall. Mulhall has control, finally passed it back over to Whibley. Whibley headmans a puck up to Williams. Williams come down the left side. Going in, centering pass, trying to get it back into Robertson. Robertson on the doorstep, going back after that. McGregor's behind the net for the Sockeyes. Lost it on a turnover. All the way up the center is Maurer. Maurer dumps it inside the zone. Icing is waved off. Maurer fighting for it against Thompson. Thompson comes up for it, trying to kick it out and get it loose. Birmingham comes in to forecheck. 17:30 left. Birmingham goes in and gets it. Lost it. Naveri dumped it back inside. Birmingham dumped it in the corner. Robertson goes after that. Lowe comes in forechecking. Picked up on a steal by White. Matt White in the corner. Passed it back out to Levangie. Levangie, long shot. Blocked in front, up and out of play. We almost had ourselves a free puck.
Coming straight at you there, Steve. Just about had her. A couple kids running down to grab the puck, and there they go. They got their puck, and pretty good tempo.
I mentioned Miles the last broadcast we did, and I was asked just to reiterate it so people would understand. Since the Canucks have acquired the rights of goaltender Potvin, young Peter Schaefer, before Potvin came here, wore number 29. I mentioned this earlier. Peter Schaefer wore number 29. Potvin came in. He wanted to obviously give Potvin number 29. He did just that. He wanted to take his old number that he wore in Brandon, which was 27. Harry York's got it, so he didn't. So all he did was reverse the numbers around, and that's why you see him now wearing for the Vancouver Canucks number 72, if you're the least bit inquisitive with that.
Yeah, strange number, 72. You don't see too many of those around the league. But
no, you sure don't.
Schaefer's played well, and you know, he's got to play well to get the Canucks fired up.
Well, they are. They're playing fairly strong. Impressive play with some of the talent level out there that we've seen. I'm impressed with what we're seeing right now with the Delta IceHawks. As we mentioned, young Sampson, I haven't seen him on the ice an awful lot. He did get substantial ice time in the first period. Got a couple of golden opportunities, as we mentioned, from the draw. Goes back behind the net. White got bumped off the puck as he went to get a hold of it, but he bumped into the linesman. Couldn't get out of his way after that errant face-off pass. Going over on the far side, trying to pick it up, intercepted. Draggart has it for the Sockeyes. Draggart Gives it straight out to Mukai. Mukai comes down and passes that one straight up to Brill. Brill gets drilled against the boards in the corner in the attacking zone. And man, that's where you talk about finishing off your check. No different. Levangie gets hauled down. Mukai picks the puck up, dump it back out in the neutral ice area. One of the players errantly lost their helmet. Play goes down onside, cutting in towards the goal is Anderson. Shot, big stop by Clark. Anderson right there, and man, did he ever have it.
Yeah, Anderson and Colbert coming down on a partial 2-on-1. Anderson electing to take the shot, which is probably a good idea. Colburn was trailing a little bit too far, and as you see, Clark, he takes a lick again, but makes another great save. Anderson coming off the boards, decides to take the shot, squares up, takes a shot. You know, Clark, what can you say? Takes another pop there by Colburn, but he's played great to cover his angles.
Well, the good thing about that was young Mr. Colburn, Jamie Colburn, he was the one that actually drew the 2D over to him, which virtually in that case ended up leading them wide open.
Yeah, that's pretty much what the goaltender wants his defenseman to do is, you know, either take the shot or take the pass and don't play the middle. Give him an option, and that time Clark, his option was to take the shooter, and he squared up, made a great save.
That's right. Regardless of what you do, the key important factor right there is let the goaltender see it. Going in, now the attackers don't want to see it. Franson had it at the corner, couldn't get a hold of it, lost it. Going out, and Sika, I believe we're getting a penalty now. I
caught that. I think it's Whibley's going to sit down for interference or a bit of a hook. A little in behind the play.
Interference.
Interference is the call. Whibley's going to sit down for 2, and here's Delta. Another power play, their third power play.
The third power play of the game right now, and of course Richmond's 1 for 3 in their power play, batting at 33%. As we mentioned in the first period, a little concern because I was not too impressed with the amount of faceoffs that the IceHawks did win in the first. So far, they've come out and changed their tactics. They appear to be winning. And I tell this to the young kids: if you don't know how to win a faceoff and you don't know when the puck's going to be dropped, don't watch the puck. Watch the official's hand that's dropping the puck, because 9 out of 10 times he gives it away. Here's the announcement.
Interference. Time of the penalty, 3:33. Whibley for interference.
Whibley for interference at 3:33. IceHawks on their power play. Baker playing up by center, floating by the other blue line. Lost. Oh, big turnover there. Man, oh man, Morin almost stole that one. Across the line, cuts back to the inside. White had control. Lost it. Give it to Birmingham. Looking, turning. Birmingham in control. Passed it in the corner to White. Birmingham going right on the side of the crease. Another penalty coming up to the Richmond Sockeyes in front of the net. Now, we could just have one now. I don't know whether the IceHawks are going to back off. We have a roughing minor. That was the opportunity. The referee had a golden opportunity. As we mentioned, he could have taken 2 penalties there for this defenseman. Of course, this young defenseman is Scott Neighbor, getting a roughing minor. After he gave him the first initial penalty, Scott Neighbor actually gave him a little bit of a cross-check. He's lucky he did not get 2, because some officials will call 2.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at the replay here. Here's the call. Neighbor right there, a little bit of rough stuff going on in front.
There was the initial penalty right there.
The little jab with the stick. And, you know, could Delta ask for a better opportunity here? Minute 21 with a 2-man advantage. Chance to close the gap here and make it a 1-goal difference. And we'll see, like you talked about, Steve, this is going to be a key face-off. You've got a 2-man advantage. You've got them pinned in their own end. You've got a face-off to the right of the goaltender.
What I want to do on this is let's see if we can focus in on one of the players' heads. And just watch and see. We might not be able to do it on this side, but we'll focus in the next little while to see whether or not we can get a look of the shot of one of the players when they're taking the draw, and watch where they're looking. They're not looking at junior hockey. You are not looking, and you should not be focused on the dot. You watch, their heads are turned sideways, and they're looking at the linesman. So, because as I mentioned earlier, a lot of officials will telegraph it. Good call, Daryl Mitchell, the one. Okay, now see, you can see him looking at the linesman's hand to know where he was going to drop it.
Neighbor, 2 minutes for roughing. Time of the penalty, 4:12.
Neighbor for roughing. Levangie, the puck, takes the shot. That's blocked in front. Dumped, but not out. Levangie still in control. Levangie walks in. High shot off the post. Couldn't get a hold of it. Far side, still haven't. McIntosh back over to Levangie. Levangie going in, takes the shot on the short side of the net. They've got a 2-man advantage for 55 seconds in the corner, fighting for it. Trying to get control of it right now is Matt White. Matt White gets knocked off the puck by Herbert. Back out, White in front. Back out to Levangie in the high slot. The net's moved off its moorings or posts or position, call it what you might. Everybody has a different name for it.
Yeah, giving Richmond a chance to settle down, maybe do a shift. Yeah, they're going to do a line change here and get 3 more new troops out there. Delta doing a pretty good job. They've had a couple shots as Levangie took a beautiful, sort of a snapshot just inside the blue line, went right off the crossbar. That was probably their best opportunity so far on this two-man advantage.
Okay,
Here you
let's
go.
take a look.
Levangie, oh, it's a slap shot. The puck was rolling. That was a sort of, that play there was actually sort of, he was looking for 21 there to cut to the net, sort of a pass shot, but the one before that bounced off the crossbar, and that was their best chance so far.
You could see, Dan, after that, he looked down because his skate lace was actually untied. Cross ice over to McIntosh. McIntosh comes in. Colburn with him. McIntosh cuts to the net. Goes behind it. Looks. Heads up. Campbell's wide open. Couldn't get it back to him. McIntosh still in control, taking the corner, deflecting in front. Colburn right on the doorstep, trying to get control of it. Maurer has it. Maurer back out to McIntosh. McIntosh in control, going after that, trying to get to Birmingham. Birmingham lost his balance. Finally gets control of it. Birmingham cuts in, taking out the puck by Mulhall. Back out. Campbell goes in. Passes. Back out. McIntosh in front of the net, going in. Oh, upstairs, couldn't get it home. Colburn couldn't finish it off. Back out, long shot. No! Get it home. One penalty short right now. One man short for 35 seconds. Back out. Shot. Wide of the net again by Birmingham. Campbell in control. Over to McIntosh. McIntosh straight inside to Maurer. Maurer back out. Campbell at the point. Couldn't keep it in. 25 seconds. Man, are they showing lots of power.
Man, they had Richmond on their heels there. Great shift for Delta. Just couldn't get the puck past Clark.
I was looking over at Jamie Dodd there. I had one quick glance, and Jamie's going, what are we doing? Puck up and out of play. Give it to the camera guy.
Boy, what a great shift there. And, you know, it did certainly help them that they had a two-man advantage there. But unbelievable chances. Birmingham in front alone. Couldn't get it upstairs, and all sorts of scrambly play. Puck out to the point, slaps on net. And what can you say for Richmond? They kept it out of the net.
Brad's got to be wondering right now, what do we have to do to score? I was talking to, after you talked to Bryce just briefly, I was talking to Brad. I said, well, is there much of an adjustment? Because he started the year out in Langley with the Langley Hornets, asking him if there was much of an adjustment between Coach Rick Lance in Langley with the Junior A team and Brad Bowen. But I'll tell you what he said next face-off stoppage, because his comments were very interesting. From the draw, Levangie and Sampson won that faceoff, you noticed. Over in the far side, Francis comes in, takes it, shot. Clark steers that in the corner. Going after that one, Whibley took his man off the puck. Picked back up by Thompson. Thompson shot it but not out. Kept it on the far side. Team's back at full strength. Franson had it. Get it back in. Inside, and Scott Neighbor back out in the ice. 13:40 left. Levangie takes his man off the puck. Neighbor comes down across the line. Going in, Rich with him. Shot it wide of the net. McClenahan comes out, wisely covers that one up and says, let's have a stoppage. So Delta right now with 4 power play opportunities. They haven't scored, I know, 1. They're looking at maybe the 5th one. They want to get 1. But anyway, the comments that Bryce was telling me, he said that the biggest difference is that Rick Lance has played in the National League, so he can offer that type of expertise to the younger players at the junior level. And he said, coming down, he said, Coach Brad Bowen, he said he's got a lot of exceptional skill is in the teaching department, and he's well respected by all the players on his team. And because of that, he can really show the skill level and the talent and everything that he knows down to the kids at this level. And he said that he wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Brad, you know, 1 year down the road, not coaching in the junior B level, but moving up to coach in the junior A level.
Yeah, it's, you know what, praise for Brad, showing us what type of job he's doing here at Delta. And like we said, he's doing a great job.
Solid body check thrown in there by Wesley Rich, as he ended up finally taking Lucas Franson off the puck. Delta trying to get control of it. Score, Richmond Sockeyes 2, Icehawks no score, but man, they just haven't been able to bury that biscuit in the basket. They're working at it, and they're doing everything right. The only thing that's going wrong is young Mr. Clark is stoning him at the other end. Richmond comes in, cuts towards the front area. Still in control is Rich. Rich has it in the corner, takes it behind the net, centering back out, finally got back over to Charters. Charters, cross-ice pass, trying to get it back, and Scott Neighbor couldn't keep it inside the zone. Fighting for it again, and Thompson goes in as Richmond goes off on a line change. So do some of the Delta players. Dumping it back inside their own zone is Whibley. Whibley lost it as he finally turned it and give it back to Sika. Sika giving it over to center ice up to Scott Neighbor, and Scott Neighbor's now going off on a line change. Inside the zone once again, Morin has a line change. Stopped, he couldn't get away from him. The 2 players punched behind the play. You're gonna have penalties? No, referee looked at him and said, no, I know other officials that would have called that stuff, but I don't care, it's a good tempo game, good call. Young Daryl Mitchell calling a good game out here. Impressed with what I'm seeing. Shot, trying for the rebound. Oh, McClenahan stoned him on that one.
Yeah, McClenahan coming up big, and he's got to, like we talked about, they can't let Richmond get a 3-goal lead. He's made some pretty good saves. most of the play, except for that last shift, has been in the Delta end.
We haven't seen much of C.J. Young in the last little while, but you were telling me a little interesting fact earlier on about C.J. Young.
Yeah, it was a little bit of deja vu for us and the fans here. Back on Tuesday night, on January 25th, C.J. Young broke a 4-all tie. He had a shorthanded breakaway in the third period just inside the last 5 minutes of that game, and he scored to give them a 5-4 lead. He scored an empty netter as well, and they went up 6-4 and won that game. So it wouldn't have been nice to see him score on that shorthanded opportunity.
Static if he had done that. Nick Lowe in control of the puck, finally lost it on a bad bounce. Birmingham misplayed it. Long shot there, stopped by McClenaghan. And Morin, boy, is this guy ever get lots of ice time. Good wood. I can see why Jamie's using him substantially out here. He's also playing Thompson. I'm impressed with Thompson, his play on defense as well.
Yeah, to make Reese Claytoner, their old goalie, who was picked up by Ridge Meadows. And back when I was just talking about the 6-4 win over Ridge Meadows, where C.J. Young scored, it was Reese's first game against his old team, and unfortunately didn't come up with a victory.
No, well, he'll work at it. He's a good young goaltender. He's got lots of skills. He'll be back, and he isn't finished yet. Sockeye is still in control in the corner. Herbert dumps it down. Birmingham across the line, splits the goal in the corner by Herbert, trying to get it. Forechecking is Lowe. Lowe lost it, got it back out to Campbell. Maurer has it, dumps it behind the net. Going over on the far side is Mulhall. Mulhall for the Sockeyes, gets a hit taken from Lowe. Campbell dumped it back inside the zone. Lowe going off on a line change. Centering pass out and down the ice. Icing is called against the Sockeyes with a face-off inside the zone to the right of young goaltender Chris Clark.
Yeah, there's your score, 2-0 Sockeyes in Birmingham. Great shift. Birmingham, his last team, Comox Valley Glacier Kings Junior B, and now playing with Delta, of course. And he's one of the goal scorers. As you look at C.J. Young, who we talked about, who had he had one clean-cut breakaway, and there's C.J. Young.
He's also from North Delta. That's his hometown. He played for the Ice Hawks last year, and I believe he's one of the people, unless I'm wrong, and knowing C.J., he'll correct me, and I don't mind that. I believe he's one of the players that Ron Johnson coached when he played his minor hockey. Of course, Ron Johnson now coaching the Queens Park Pirates. Back out, Marinik in control. Marinik looks wide open. C.J. right on the doorstep. Couldn't finish that one off. Coming in, Levangie finishes his body check off on there. Nice play. Picked back up out to Nyland. Nyland for the Sockeyes. Dumped it down, rode that against the boards on the far side. Robertson going after that. Robertson left that for McGregor. McGregor stops, turns, goes into the high slot. Levangie takes him off the puck. Williams still fighting for it. Levangie says you're not going to go through. McGregor forechecking, trying to get control of it. Lost it out in the neutral ice area. Young taking that off his man. McGregor comes in. McGregor picks it up. Long shot, high and wide over the net. Marinik picks that one up in the corner. Taking him off the puck is Williams. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing by Williams, and Marinik is having a good game out there as well. They're all playing great, entertaining hockey. C.J. Young right on the doorstep. 10:27 left in this second period of play.
Yeah, some pretty good action. Lots of skating out there. Both teams skating really hard. Some pretty good plays. Delta fumbling with the puck a little bit in their own end, allowing a bullet of a slap shot there, but fortunately it went wide and the score's still at 2. As you look at Coach Jamie Dodd, patting his boys on the back. They're doing a good job, barking out orders there.
Richmond Sockeyes lost an individual that played for him for the last 2 years, a young guy named Jeff Barlow. And Jeff actually went up and played. He's playing this year right now in the BC Hockey League with the Chilliwack Chiefs. And he played with them coming over. He was also from the Comox Valley area. So that's 2 youngsters from the Comox area. But he's having just a tremendous year out playing strong defense for the Chilliwack Chiefs in the BC Hockey League. Are in strong contention for with the Langley Hornets for first place. Working out of their own zone, the Richmond Sockeyes up to Mukai. Mukai comes in control, dumping it towards the net, trying to get control of it, dragging right on the doorstep. Young McClenaghan makes the big save. 2 guys, Franson was mixing it up in behind the net with Mukai. The 2 of them cooler heads prevailed. They skated away. There's a young goaltender, Jason McClenaghan. Going into today's game, he has a 4-0-1 record, and he would love to add a 5 in that caliber.
Yeah, his hometown is Richmond, so he's pretty much a local kid and played pretty well. A little shell shock in the first period, but he certainly settled down here thus far, Steve, in the second period.
Well, this is exceptional, well-played hockey. Some people say, well, Junior B hockey, they'd come out, they don't have a good, solid brand. Boy, oh boy, for the people, the skeptics that are out there thinking that, you're sure wrong. This is well worth the bucks to come on out and watch it, especially if you live in our Delta area or the lower mainland, but primarily our Delta area. Come on out and take the games in, because this is junior hockey. It's not junior A, but these guys have all aspirations to take it up to the next level. And you look at young Bryce Hallwig for one, C.J. Young. I mean, these guys are going to be moving up to the parent level 1 year, and when they get there, they'll never forget their roots. That's the one thing about it. Lost it. Colburn come down and dumped it inside the zone. Going after that is Thompson. Thompson takes it behind the net. Centering pass, shot, scores! Oh! Ice Hawks get on the board.
Great goal, and you know what? That all started because of White. Matt White, a huge hit behind the net, forced the turnover. The puck came out front. What a great play for Delta to get back in this game. And like I said, Steve, it was the huge hit behind the net that caused the plays. You see the defender go behind the net.
Thompson has it. Look at this.
See White. There it is. That's what caused it. Goalie didn't see the puck scoot in front of the net. And boom, right upstairs. Delta goal. Looks like number 18, Sampson. And you've been talking about him, Steve.
I believe it. I think the one in the corner.
That, yeah.
I think the one in the corner might be Colburn.
Oh, it's coming back off the Europe trip and getting a goal.
He's just trying to get back with his old team. Say, see, you missed me, didn't you? See what I can add? It was outside the zone, delayed offside. We're going to have it called? Yes, we are. We're going to have a face-off just outside the zone.
Wait for the official announcement here.
We'll get the official announcement. There's Danny Bartanis, the linesman that made the call. I must say, I must commend right now, and I realize we're only halfway through the second period. I'm impressed with the officials out there. They're doing a good job. They've all got a job to do and doing a very important job. And I think young Daryl Mitchell is calling a good game.
First goal scored by number 19, Jamie Colburn. Colburn
inside.
From White.
Colburn from White on the goal. The shot. McClenaghan comes out and scrambles and stops it. Franson pushes with his man off the puck. Now we're going to have penalties. This is a little bit obvious. You can't let stuff like this go.
Neighbor in front of the net. He's a big boy out there, and he's a couple opportunities, and that would have been a heartbreaker to see Richmond throw a puck in the net there right after Delta's goal.
I saw the official point to a couple guys. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a couple of gum.
Here's the replay. You see the monster there, number 23, Neighbor. He's set up in front of the net, hacking away at the puck, trying to get a rebound, and a little bit of rough stuff there after the play. Some pushing, some face wash with the gloves. No France in there, a little jarring, but
I know Scotty Neighbor's going, as is Mr. France, and so the two of them obviously be going in for minor penalties. If they both, there you can see the referee pointing right there. It says, I got you both, don't do it.
Now, Steve, I know you're big on officiating. You officiate a lot of games in the Delta area, and you mentioned these guys do a great job. And how important is it to get good quality refs out here for these games?
At this level, it's very important, but the biggest thing from coach's perspective, as well as the spectators and the players, and of course the players are the important ones. The biggest thing, Miles, is the consistency of the officials. Don't let stuff go in the first and second, and all of a sudden the third period, decide you're going to make the call. Here's the announcement.
Ice Hawks penalty to number 6, Lucas Franson, each 2 minutes for roughing after the whistle. Time of the penalties, 10:37.
10:37, both
to Richmond's neighbor, to the Ice Hawks, Franson, each 2 minutes for roughing.
Upstairs, scores! Beautiful goal, Birmingham!
What a goal. Birmingham and Lowe came down on a 2-on-1. Birmingham turned it into a 2-on-2 and used Lowe as a decoy on the side of the net. Nice move. We talked about Birmingham going to the All-Star game. He is one of the guys that Delta has to get going, and lo and behold, here we go, a 2-all tie.
Now watch his final move as he cuts inside.
It's kind of right here. He makes a nice inside-outside move, gets around, turns it into a 2-on-0, and you see Lowe there as a decoy. Forehand, backhand, no doubt about it. Birmingham, great goal here for Delta.
Besides the great moves, the other key for that one was that he caught Clark going down. The goaltender committed himself, and when the goalie commits himself and goes down early, they're going to bury the biscuit in the basket. No mistake.
Especially with a guy like Birmingham bearing down on you. You can put the puck in the net.
Coming in, here's the announcement. There's the stop. Trying for it again.
The assist to number 4, Dan Levangie. Time of the goal, 11
Birmingham
minutes.
from Levangie, and Levange's getting lots of ice time out there right now. The Ice Hawks have tied the game up with 8:40 left in this second period of play. It's anybody's contest right now, and boy, they both are playing like they really want this win. We knew the race was closed with Abbotsford out on top. You got Grandview, Richmond, and Delta right in the middle of the pack, and they want to get it. Never mind those three teams that want to get some extra stuff. You've also got the Port Coquitlam Buckaroos in there that are fighting in there for basically second, third, or fourth spots. Coming out across the line. Marion that goes in. Shot off the post! Oh, way in the net. No goal.
Waved off.
No goal.
Now, Steve, let's use your referee experience here. I don't know about that call. From what I seen, it bounced off the shin pad and went in the net, although I don't know. We'll have to take a look at the replay here. Levangie would have got credit
for that goal. First off, full credit to the referee. He's talking to the lines. Full credit. And now, I don't believe he's going to allow it.
That's a tough one.
The reason I say that is I believe from his perspective that it was directed into the net.
Marinick had just before that put the puck off the crossbar, and the puck was sitting in the slot.
We'll take a look at this. Okay, watch the puck. Okay, we'll take a look at this one again.
Right off
the
the
initial
crossbar.
shot. But watch this. We're going to see it. We didn't see it that one. Maybe we'd have to get a different camera angle, but we never saw it on that one at all. We just saw the initial shot.
Waved off by the official.
See, Steve, if a player like Levangie is cutting to the slot, sees an open puck bouncing there and is charging to the net and it happens to go off his leg, is it up to the referee to determine whether it was directed in or bounced in off his leg?
That's absolutely correct. It's up to the official to determine whether it was directed. If he was just skating and his foot wasn't moving forward, it would have been a good goal. But I do believe in that one that the official did, and just, of course, just watch him. We didn't see the replay on that one. If we can again, we'll all get a better perspective. But I believe on the initial call, just looking at it, I think that Daryl Mitchell did make the correct call, but full marks to him for talking to the linesman. Young, shot, going in again. They want to make amends for the last one that didn't count. But Young had an exceptional chance there. They just dump it back down inside their zone. Neveri doing a good job. Young comes in, a forecheck, and take his man off the puck, and that was Verda. Lost it. Back out to Campbell on a steal. Wide open ring away. Williams comes down. Shot, scores! Williams, beautiful play right there as he beat McClenahan low on the glove side.
Boy, what a heartbreaker for Delta after they were pressuring and pressuring, but an unbelievable goal. I think Robertson made the great play at center ice to get a puck, get a stick on that puck and chip the pass forward to allow that breakaway, and unbelievable goal there as Williams comes in. No doubt about it. McClenahan one-on-one on a breakaway, and the player won that time as he got the pass chipped up from Robertson. A great play by Robertson, and here's Williams coming in, looks for a spot, finds it, and just gets it by the glove side. And Steve, you talked about that glove side, and you know, McClenahan just a little bit short on that play.
He had a good thing there going, but the key for that one was that before he shot it, he had his head up and he was looking where he was going to shoot.
Ryan Williams. The assist to number 3, Murray Robertson. Time of the goal, 12:21.
As you can say, Williams from Robertson at 12:21, 3-2 for the Richmond Sockeyes. The far side of the rink right now, Brill coming in. Brill forecheck and Ice Hawks out of their own zone. Straight down, across the line, going in. Sampson gets taken off the puck. Puck goes in the corner. Solid check there, going in the corner by Matt White again. This guy's got lots of weight behind him to throw it and finish his checks. Colburn took his man off the puck. Back down inside the zone. Campbell picks it up. Campbell trying to get it up to Sampson. Couldn't get it to him. Mukai took a little bit of a cheap shot at Matt White. Two of them mix it up. Long shot again by McClenahan. Makes the big save. Back out. Colburn has it in the corner. Fights, trying to get it loose. Mukai forechecking. So is PJ Navarre. Comes in to help out. Officials quickly move in to separate all the combatants in the corner. Now they're questioning. They're saying, why didn't you make that call? Call a penalty on that one. There was a little bit of a late hit right there, throwing, as we both saw. Patrick Whibley come in and give him a little bit of a love tap after the play, and after cooler heads did skate away.
Yeah, Whibley giving a little congratulations there with a glove face wash to one of the Delta players. That type of thing goes on quite often in this type of hockey, and you know, some refs will call it, some refs will let them play. And today, generally, the refs have been letting them play, and you know, it's actually helped for the tempo of this game thus far.
Now, Mr. Franson is out of the box, so is Scott Neighbor. Those are the two players that were assessed that roughing after the whistle penalty. And I've got to tell the kids at home that referee minor hockey. We talk about officiating. I've got to tell the kids at home, because I've been questioned since our last telecast that we did for the 23rd All-Star game for the Pacific Coast. There is no timeout in minor hockey. There is no timeout in the minor hockey program in Canada. And we had one called in that game, and I had to set the record straight, because, boy, I've sure got a lot of phone calls since the last time. Straight up to Lowe. Lowe comes down. Lowe shot right on goaltender. Oh, and he hit Clark in the face with his stick on the follow-through after it, and he's going to get a penalty for slashing after the fact.
A little frustration maybe by Lowe. He had Moyer coming down as well. Didn't quite see him as he was cutting strong to the net. Clark is he's standing his ground back there. Here's your replay coming up.
Now watch after the initial shot. Watch the stick on the follow-through.
So see Lowe there, gets control of the puck, tries to go top shelf. Oh, yeah, there you go, Steve. You called it. Good eye.
He went in.
Slash.
What he tried to do was he tried to put his stick in. And I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't think he tried to hit him in the mask. I think he put his stick in to try and tip it loose from his glove.
Yeah, because Clark he didn't have that rebound clean. He was sort of fumbling with it a little bit, but you don't want to get that stick around the goalie's mask like that. And the ref saw him. He thought it was a slash. There's the call.
Penalty right now. Richmond Sockeyes go on their 4th power play of this game. And of course, they're 1 for 3.
Nick Lowe, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalty, 13:31.
Low for slashing at 13:31. Long pass up to Williams at center. Couldn't pick that one up. McClenahan takes it, shot it behind his net. Robertson forechecking for the Sockeyes. Trying to get it back out to Nyland. Robertson kept it onside at the line. Finally lost it as C.J. Young took it off his stick. In the Sockeye zone, trying to get control of it, lost it on a steal. Marinick picked that one up. Marinick give it back out to Tarrant. Tarrant dumped it inside the zone, right on goal, and Clark make the big stop. Nyland has it. Nyland for the Sockeyes, trying to clear it out of his own zone. Giving that one straight over to Whibley. Whibley up to Neighbor. Neighbor across the line, going in, going wide, gets around Tarrant, cuts towards the goal. In control of it is Scott Neighbor. Neighbor has it in the corner, looks, trying to get home free. He is. Passes it back out of the point. Long shot there by Williams. Big stop by McClenahan to steer that one. C.J. Young home free again. What are we doing? Wide of the net. That's twice he's put him wide. Somebody move the net for this guy. Get the soccer goals out and put him home. Dump back in the zone. Going after that, trying to pick it up is Brent Maurer. Maurer trying to get it loose, stop, but not in. McIntosh misplayed it, goes out of the zone. They clear it to get back onside. 40 seconds remaining in the minor penalty to Mr. Lowe. Dump back inside the zone by Campbell, right on net. A couple of years back, there used to be a face-off and a whistle for that if the shot was on net, and it was a delayed offside. But they finally took it out to speed the game up and keep it going. Centering pass back out in the neutral ice area up to Sika. Sika dumps it back inside the zone. Going after that is McIntosh. McIntosh shot. It took a strange bounce off the holders that hold the plexiglass, or in this case, the real glass in place. Shot it. Body check throwing deep inside the zone by Maurer. They're playing physical, aggressive hockey. Long pass straight up to McGregor. McGregor across the line, taking off the puck by Campbell. And it's dumped down the zone. Lowe stays onside as he tags up. What a move. I got to see that when he comes out of the box, if we can pick that one up. I want to teach the young kids how to stay onside after you come out of the box. Lowe takes his man off the puck. Inside the corner. Referee and Thompson are talking and saying, let him have it. Don't mix it up. Don't give him away. Good move as they fight for it in the corner. Lowe forechecking, strong in the corner, trying to get it out to Anderson. Anderson taking it behind the net. Thompson comes up with it. Thompson lost it. Picked back up inside the corner by Franson. Franson takes it behind the net. Centering pass, trying to get to Anderson. Franson picks it back up. Franson trying to get it loose, kicking it out of the play. Baker comes in to help out. Taking off the puck by Thompson. Haul down. Play carries right on. Shot but not out. Levangie. Long shot deflected wide by young goaltender Clark. Birmingham comes in to help out. Levangie tried to keep it inside the zone. It's deflected outside the zone and goes into the ice hawk zone, and Franson stops and turns. Both teams having a line change. Good move. Birmingham in control. Finally give it back out to Anderson in the corner. Anderson takes his man off the puck. Landry picks it up for the Sockeyes. Centering. Behind the net. Finally picking that one up is Birmingham. Birmingham lost it as we had Baker come in to take it off him and couldn't finish the playoff. Franson took his man off the puck. Baker.
Jordan Landry, I think, is going to sit down for 2, either an interference call or a holding. I believe it's going to be a holding call. Got a little chippy out there. The ref let a few things go, but he saw Landy at center ice there basically grab a hold, ride a guy to the ice, and that's not allowed. Steve, you know that. You're a ref.
Well, as I mentioned earlier on, it's called discipline. If you're going to let something go, watch this. Okay, watch this.
Right there, yeah.
Somebody get the Super Bowl rings out. We're going to throw a flag on that play.
If you're watching the Super Bowl game right now, that's okay. That's an offensive line play. You hold on to the guy, you keep him up. But in hockey, you don't do that, and Landy's going to sit down for 2 minutes.
Well, he'll sit down for a couple minutes rest, and of course he has had a strong game defensively. One of the strong defensemen for the Richmond Sockeyes, as is Mr. Thompson that's playing back there. And of course one of the other defensemen that's playing back there is Scott Neighbor.
Jordan Landy, 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalty, 16:55.
Taking it behind the net, Young trying to get control of it, going after it and trying to pick it up. is number 19, Jamie Colburn, the one that finally gave a backpack and to come over and get his hockey sticks and play hockey again for the Ice Hawks. Young has it behind the net. Marinick behind the net, waiting for it, circling on the other side of the net, setting up. Marinick is wide open. Somebody give him the puck. Back out. McIntosh finally gives it to Marinick. Marinick looks, stops. Back out to Campbell at the point. Campbell sets up. Back over to Marinick. Marinick kicks in. Couldn't get control of it. Taken off the puck by Nyland. Shot it out and down the ice. And going off on a line change is Mukai. Get some fresh legs out. Mukai's going off. Williams is coming back out. They've got Williams. They've got Rich out there. They've got Scott Neighbor, and Scott Neighbor had the puck right there, who dumped it down the ice. And the other one they've got out killing the penalty is Mike Nyland. Strong foursome for the Sockeyes. 1 minute remaining in the minor penalty for the Sockeyes as the Ice Hawks on a power play right now. They've got to get one of their power plays working. Pick that percentage up. Coming down, Colburn, let Marinick go. Giving it back over the far side. Birmingham in control. Birmingham, get it back out to Colburn. Colburn wide open. What are we going to do? Who wants it? Giving it back out in the corner to Birmingham. Birmingham stops. Back over to McIntosh. Back inside to Birmingham. Birmingham trying to get it over to Campbell. Campbell misplayed it back out in the neutral ice area. Lost. Williams took it away from him. Campbell took a check. Picked up by Marinick for the Ice Hawks. Hauled off the puck going in. Careful play. Couldn't stay onside. 22 seconds in the penalty. Scott Neighbor across the line. Neighbor taking off the puck. McIntosh picks it up for the Ice Hawks. Coming down. Williams tries to get him off it. Centering pass back. Trying to get it to Birmingham. Wide open. Oh, couldn't finish it off. What an opportunity White has in the corner. White back out to Birmingham. Shot. That's blocked. Going in. Stutter step. Lost and fell down. Mauer in control behind the net. Centering pass back out. Birmingham takes the shot and it's stopped once again by Clark.
Man, huge.
1:02 left in this second.
Huge save by Clark. Delta all over Richmond in their own end, creating opportunities. And Birmingham, the last chance, gets a nice feed out into the slot. Got a pretty good shot away. Clark, true to the test, makes another great save to lead the score 3-2.
The question you've got to ask yourself, Miles, is what are they going to do to score?
Unbelievable. Look at the clutter in front of the net. There's White. He was all alone. I think it kind of spooked him there. He didn't realize how much time he had. Tried to make a move. Lost the handle on the puck. And Clark, lucky break there, but he made a huge save off Birmingham. And White, all alone in front of the net. And I think he looked up and saw that he had a bit of time and tried to make a move. Unfortunately, the puck sort of took a funny bounce over his stick and he fanned on his chance. And that would have been great for Delta to score on that power play.
Oh, it would have. We got 1:02 left. 3-2 for the Richmond Sockeyes. In the second period of play from the Ladner Leisure Center. From the draw, Richmond shot it out and down the ice. Team's back at full strength right now. Young goaltender McClenahan comes up and makes the big save once again, as he had a couple of Sockeyes bearing down on his doorstep.
Steve, it's been a pretty good period for Delta. They battled back. They're only down a goal now, but I think the game story so far is Delta's had 5 chances on the power play, and they're 0 for 5 tonight. And really, one more goal on that power play, we've got a tie game, and Richmond's 1 for 4. If Delta can, they've got the power play going, Steve. They just haven't had a chance to bury the puck.
It's like you say, Miles, it's the special team units that have to start working and getting their productivity level up somewhat.
The thing that's frustrating is you can tell that they're working, they're creating opportunities, they're getting space between players, getting Marinick setting up, getting opportunities, putting pucks off post, but the luck's just not with them. They haven't been able to bury one.
No, they haven't. They've had a strong run of non-luck, if you want to call it that. From the draw, back out. Mauer has the puck and dumped it. I believe we had a call, a glove hand pass. I think. I don't think the linesman or the referee rather. I don't think he saw that. Brad Bowen saying, "What was that call?"
Yeah, he's questioning it. They were busted in, trying to get a last. In the last 40 seconds, they were moving in, trying to get a scoring chance. And passed by the ref.
You can see the coaching staff over there on the Delta bench. There's Brad Bowen, the gentleman that he's talking to, just over to his left, or our left, his obviously right. That young gentleman right there. Who else would that be? Shane Cuss. Everybody knows Shane. He's from the Delta area. He's played with the Surrey Eagles and holds lots of records. Played with young Scotty Gomez, who is now with New Jersey. Of course, Scotty Gomez and New Jersey Devils will be in town March the 4th. At the General Motors place in Vancouver, and we're trying to make arrangements right now so we can go down and get Shane Cuss to help us out doing a story with Scotty Gomez, because I think that would be a real story that would be nice to do, and if we can work it out, we will.
Steve, it'd be a great story to see a guy come from the BCHL and really make an impact in the NHL. I think he's second in scoring or third in scoring on the Devils.
He's going to the All-Star game across the line, going over far side. Matt White couldn't finish it off, and the buzzer goes to end the second period of play. And after 2 periods of play, the Richmond Sockeyes lead the Delta IceHawks by a score of 3-2. Miles, as you mentioned earlier on, luck seems like it's almost running out on them, but they've got another period left.
Yeah, they got another period, and like I said, I think that period, you got to say, it's been won by the Delta IceHawks. They're only down a goal. They battled back and got the tie, and they really had Richmond on their heels, but when Richmond scored that goal to get the lead again, I think it kind of sunk home to Delta that they put all their effort in the second period. They're still down a goal, but, like we said, they're 0 for 5 on the power play.
Right.
If they get the power play going, which they have, they just haven't scored. Like you're talking about luck. They haven't had any luck. If they can get it rolling in the third period, we're going to be in for a beauty here.
We sure will. We're going to take a bit of a timeout and come back with a couple of special guests right after this break.
You're watching DCTV, your eye on Delta.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ladner Leisure Center. After 2 periods of play, the Richmond Sockeyes currently lead the Delta IceHawks by a score of 3-2. Joining us right now, ice level, Mr. Mark Jones. Mark Jones is media relations for Richmond Sockeyes. And of course, Richmond Sockeyes, as I mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, they've been around for years and years, as we all know, if you're familiar to hockey in the Lower Mainland. Mark, good game out there watching today.
It's an exciting one. Our team and Delta are battling in the standings. It's a key game for both teams, and they're making it certain that's how they're playing too.
Now, so far, with you being involved with the Richmond Sockeyes, and of course Mark and I have done broadcasts before together, how's everything going with the Sockeye team?
Well, it's we've had a little bit of a rough latter part of January. Haven't had as many W's as we would like, but we've got some good competition, and the remaining 6 games, including today's, is all the points are crucial. We've really got to put some wins together here. And
now, the one thing we've noticed from our vantage point anyway is you've got young Jamie Dodd coaching. Last year, Mr. Weber at the helm of everything. They've changed. The reason for the change?
That would probably be a better question, probably for a general manager. But I guess there was just a decision made that Russ did a good job. Russ, was an assistant for 1 year and then got the opportunity to be the head coach last year. And I guess it was just a decision to change direction. And Jamie's got a lot of hockey knowledge, and Jamie, has come in and done quite well with the team.
Well, he's obviously offered his expertise because the players are playing for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's no question. The guys do seem to like Jamie and the whole coaching staff. I mean, there's some great assistants there this year. A lot of knowledge there behind the bench, and it can only prove to be really a positive thing as we go down the stretch here.
Well, they've sure had a lot of history behind them. Mark, thank you very much for joining us out at ringside.
Thank you for the opportunity, Steve.
Thanks, Mark. We'll talk to you later on. Okay. Now, turning our attention right now, we've talked earlier on about the playoff format and how it goes because you've got Grandview, you've got Richmond. We're going to turn our attention to a gentleman right now, a longtime friend. I've known Bobby for a number of years, Mr. Bob Orr. He's first vice president for the Pacific International Junior League. Bob, you got busy duties and you're still involved.
Yes, I've been around a long time, a lot longer than I care to admit.
But everything going fairly smooth with the league?
Everything is going great with the league. We're just winding the regular league play down, which ends on the 19th of next month, and then we're going to go into playoffs, and it'll be 1 versus 6, 2, 5, 3, 4.
Okay, let's talk about home ice advantage. Given the format you've just given us, 1 and 6, 2 and 5, and 3 and 4, would 1, 2, and 3 be the predominant favors to have home ice advantage?
I would say so. That's why they play league games, to finish as high as you can in order to get that home ice advantage. And the league is very tight right now, so you win 1, you lose 1, you could drop a couple of points in the standings. So all games are very important, including this one we're seeing tonight, which is a very exciting game.
Okay, let's talk about provincial championship. Will we host any provincial championships this year in the Lower Mainland?
Yes, the BC finals are going to be held right here in the Lower Mainland. The playoffs, the interior champion will travel to the island, and the winner of that series will play here on the 31st of March, 1st and 2nd of April, right here in the Lower Mainland.
And now we must inquire because we've lost a longtime team, Seattle Northwest Americans. They were in the league for a number of years, going back. I remember traveling down to Seattle for doubleheaders on weekends, even before they went into playing Snow King. Why did we end up losing the team in the league?
That yes, we were very sad when that occurred, but it's something called money, Steve. They ran into a little financial difficulty and had to withdraw from the league. But we hope eventually to have that group back because, as you said, they've been around a long time, and there is a possibility that they will return. But as to exactly when, I couldn't say at the moment.
Okay, well, it's been, on another sad note, it's been just over a year since the league had the tragic death of Mr. Tom Shaw, the former president. Of course, you and I both know Tom very, very well. And was it a big transition for the league to fill his shoes?
Well, it happened awful sudden, and it took a while. We, Mr. Joe Gabbs and myself, ran the league for about a year, and then Mr. Harold Britton, who was with the Richmond Sockeyes for quite a number of years, he is now the president, and I'm first vice president, and Mr. Joseph Gabbs is the second vice president.
Well, I know Mr. Tom Shaw is, you and I both know him for a number of years. Tom Shaw, a very good friend. Sad day when when his passing with the hockey world.
Yes, he was around the league since it started in the mid '60s, and he spent a lot of time with our league as well as the Junior B director for BC.
And he was also involved in Richmond minor hockey, and I want to thank you for joining us, Bob, down here ringside, and good luck with the league in the years to come and in the playoff format as well.
Thank you, Steve. My pleasure.
Welcome back to the start of the third period of play from the Leiden Leisure Center. I'm Steve Erickson with Miles Perry. I want to thank Mark Jones as well as Bob Orr for their time at the end of the second period, for their special thoughts talking about playoffs. Now we're really up to date in the playoff format for the Pacific International Junior Hockey League. We also talked about the Seattle Northwest Americans no longer being involved. And nice to know. Of course, Mark Jones has been involved. He's done different broadcasts with me before, and nice to see that he's working now with the Richmond Sockeyes in the Pacific International Junior Hockey League. From the draw, goes back down in the corner behind the net. Picked up by Tarrant. Tarrant has it. Coming out of their own zone. Nice long pass straight up to Colburn. Colburn misplayed that. Picked up once again by Neighbor. Neighbor across the line. Colburn all over Neighbor. Going over the far side. Picked up by Rich. Rich back out. Thompson, a high shot wide. Far side once again. Tipped it back in front. Neighbor tried to pick that one in, and Thompson couldn't keep it inside the zone at the blue line. Shot out and down the ice. Teams playing full strength right now, as we mentioned in the second period. Richmond 1 for 4 in their power play. Delta 0 for 4. Let's see what happens. 3-2 for the Sockeyes, right on door. And Clark comes up and makes the big stop there. Miles, let's talk about it this time right now. Well, we've got a quick bit of a timeout. We must say one thing, the Western Hockey League coming back to Vancouver, and nice to see.
Oh, it's going to be excellent, and we talked about it before. What timing for it. Although the Canucks won the other night, they're struggling and the ticket prices are expensive. The WHL comes to town, and it's great hockey. I followed the Spokane Chiefs a few years back quite closely. My friend Randy Favaro from the North Delta area played on that team when they went to the Memorial Cup. And it's great hockey, and it's great to see it coming to Vancouver.
Okay, we'll talk more about that briefly. Back inside the corner, going back after that. McIntosh has it in the corner. Dumped it back into C.J. Young. Young going after it, trying to get it to him. Marion at forechecking, going after it. McGregor trying to pick it up and get a hold of it. Roberts steals it for the Sockeyes. Robertson shot it finally out in the neutral ice area. McGregor goes after that. Picked back up. Franson made a back pass. McGregor picked it up. McGregor finally gets it back. Shot! Oh, nice save as McClenaghan comes out and stops it. Shot inside the zone. Going in the corner, far side. Franson picks it up. Levangie takes Robertson off the puck. Hauled him down, undetected by everybody on the ice, except us, I think. Miles, I think we're the only two that saw it. Dumped in the corner. Levangie picks it up. Behind the net, Robertson takes the bump. Shot, but not out. Kept inside on the far side by Williams. Williams takes the shot. Levangie stopped it behind the net. Franson picks it up. Franson shot it. Marinik has it. Marinik lost it and give it back behind the net to Levangie. Levangie picks it up, works his way out. Robertson all over him like a wet blanket. McIntosh up the center, comes down across the line. C.J. Young going in, going off on a line change, getting the fresh legs out. Faster changes. They finally did that. Shot in the corner, picked up by Robertson. Robertson shot it, but it goes out to the neutral ice area. Everybody thought it went off one of the players at the bench, but it didn't. Tarrant picks it up for the IceHawks. 17:45 left. Tarrant straight up to Maurer. Maurer across the line, inside. Trying to get it back out. Lost it. Tarrant Strong, giving over to Campbell. Campbell dumps it inside the zone, going back down in the corner behind the net. Picked up. Forechecking is Maurer once again. Shot but not out. Tarrant gets it back inside. Shot on goal by Birmingham. Clark stones him on that one. Everybody scrambles. The whistle goes. There's no goal.
There's Clark again. You know, like we've talked about him. He's played great today. There's all sorts of pressure and traffic in front of him. And he's standing true to the test. He's getting down low, trying to, you know, see his way through the players' legs. And obviously he did, coming up with a couple great saves right there.
While we're waiting, while we'll get back to that next, I want to talk about next stoppage, about the talent level of what the Western Hockey League means to the expansion of minor hockey in the Lower Mainland.
You see Birmingham spin and fire there, and give Clark credit for kind of peering down, trying to get a view of the shot, and he did. He made a great blocker save there.
And of course, Birmingham's done that more than once in this contest. Out of their own zone, up the center. Herbert across the line. Herbert going in towards the net. Morin goes in, trying to get a hold of the rebound. Couldn't pick that one up. Birmingham spins around, dumped it all the way back out to center. Landry picks it up, shot it up and out of play. Now, I think with the Western Hockey League, Mr. Ron Toigo is bringing the Western Hockey League to town. He's got a little bit of assistance. Milan Illich is on board to help him out, as is Gordie Howe, as is, who else? Pat Quinn. And it's nice to see them bringing this franchise to town. I think this is naturally going to give a little bit of an electricity to the minor hockey area in the Lower Mainland in particular, because what it's going to do is it's going to make the players say, hey, we want to aspire to get to that level, because I have seen firsthand what it's done in the Kamloops area with the championship rings that those guys walk around and present. You talk about Recchi, Steve Passmore playing with Chicago Blackhawks now. These guys have promoted the game so well in the community. I think that with Mr. Toigo bringing this to town, I think it's something that is long overdue. And again, this guy should really be congratulated on behalf of myself and Miles. Mr. Toigo, congratulations. It'll be nice to have a franchise in the Lower Mainland once again. 16:40 remaining in this third period of play. Powers hauled down, play carries on, going in the attacking zone. McIntosh goes after it. Thompson takes McIntosh off the puck. Shot on the far side. Franson looks, goes and dumps it back in the corner. Thompson staying on the doorstep. McIntosh has it in the corner. Back out. Lavangi, a long shot. Trying for the tip-in in front. And Baker just couldn't put his stick on it. Delayed penalty coming up. I believe this time it's going to the Ice Hawks for tripping.
Yeah, earlier on, Anderson was tripped up himself, and he's given the ref some advice that that there should have been a penalty call when he was dumped. So a little frustration. He went out and he tripped the player himself. He's going to sit down for 2 minutes.
I always tell players, if you're going to do stuff, if something happens to you and you don't see a penalty call going against the other player, don't take what I call, don't take the law into your own hands and retaliate right away. Because 9 out of the 10 penalties, I'm telling you this firsthand because I ref, 9 out of 10 penalties are what I call retaliation penalties, because you've heard a noise. You might not have seen the first infraction, but you heard a noise and you look back and you picked up on the infraction, and that's what gets him caught. Guys, don't be foolish. You can't go doing stuff like that.
Courtney Anderson, 2 minutes for tripping.
Anderson
Time
gets
of
a
the
penalty
penalty,
for tripping.
3:44.
3:44 as C.J. Young's doing the announcing right there. C.J. Young was in the attacking zone. We can hear it. 3-2 for the Richmond Sockeyes in the third period with 15:55 remaining. Shot wide of the net by Robertson. Couldn't finish that one off. Picked up on the far side once again. Williams has it. Back in the corner to Neighbor. Neighbor looks, giving it back out to Williams. Cross ice pass. Nyland in the corner to Robertson. Robertson sets up, gets away from Meriden. On a steal, Young, the third breakaway. Young coming down. Young going in. Shot. Again, he's stoned. Get the monkey off this guy's back. I know, send him to the zoo. The monkey's got to go back to the zoo in this case. Let's go. This guy has got hands right now. He's just got hands of steel. And this guy has got so much talent level. It's unbelievable. C.J. Young, I can't believe that he missed the third one, but he's going to bury one of them. We know they're coming. They know he's overdue. Robertson across the line, cuts in, goes to the left, goes to the right, shot right on doorstep. McClanahan makes the big stop. Back out to McGregor. McGregor in control. Young pushes him off the puck. Shot behind the net. Campbell takes his man off the puck. Picked up by Williams. Williams leaves it. Gives it back out to McGregor. McGregor at the line. Over to Williams. Far side. Over to Nyland. Nyland takes the shot. Blocked by McClanahan. In the corner once again. Williams tries a centering pass to Robertson. McClanahan makes the big save, and they're pushing. Marion comes in and says, don't go doing that stuff. You can't go after our goaltender. Good move by Marion to come in and protect the goaltender.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Robertson. He's got a goal already tonight. An opportunity there, just frustrated with himself. Couldn't get it upstairs over McClanahan. But again, McClanahan getting down, taking the bottom half of the net away, forcing Robertson to put it upstairs. And when you're in the Matt scramble in front of the net, oftentimes you just want to get away a shot. And he covered the lower half of the net and kept this game only a 1-goal difference. We also want to talk that there is, after tonight, Delta has 4 games left on the schedule. 2 of them are going to be at home. Let's take a look at the replay here. Here's CJ Young. So, yeah, we talked about him. He's a shorthanded specialist, and this is his 3rd opportunity tonight shorthanded. He shot the last 2 times, so he figured he'd come in with a deke, and he tries to go backhand, forehand, but, you know, Clark there again, another great save. And Stevie talked about it, CJ Young. You know, you can't keep giving him those opportunities, and he's got to bury one of these times.
Well, CJ Young talking over there on the bench to the coaching staff, looking, saying, what do we have to do? Assistant coaches John Campbell and Shane Cuss for the Ice Hawks, and John Campbell was giving him a little bit of words of wisdom, saying, look, this is what you've got to do. You're going in. There's a lot of times where he's going in. I feel he's possibly too close. He's trying to go in. He's trying to deke him instead of staying out, getting the shot, and taking the shot later on. From the draw, McIntosh won it. Here's the announcement of the penalties.
2 minutes for slashing. Ice Hawks penalty to number 15, Kyle Marinick. 2 minutes for roughing after the whistle. Time of the penalties, 5:16.
Slashing and roughing after the whistle, pair of coincidental minor penalties. Delta's 1 player short for 12 seconds. McClenaghan makes the big stop right there. Puck goes in the corner. Far side, looking, trying to set up. Who are we going to give it back to? Finally get it back out to the point. Morin has it. Anderson's penalty's expired. Shot. No, it didn't go in. Everybody looked behind him. They're scrambling. Oh, that was close. Look, Lavangi has it right now. Richmond are 1 for 5 on their power play unit. Couldn't finish that one off. Back out. Sika has the puck. Lost on a funny bounce there. Takes the shot. Backhand high and wide. Couldn't pick that one up. Navarre picks it up. Navarre shot it, but not out. Navarre gets hauled down by, that was number 22. That's Patrick Whibley going on the doorstep. Lavangi takes his man off the puck, centering back out in front. Stopped by McClenaghan. Scores! Not that one. You can only stop so many, and this is Richmond Sockeye team, very explosive.
Yeah, Sika scores a goal, and Delta sort of running around on their own end. You know, PJ Navarre made a great block on the initial shot, but the puck came right back to Sika, got a second opportunity. There's the block there. Finds the puck off the rebound and shoots it again, and no doubt about it, gets it back. Kind of had 2-goal lead here, Steve, for the Sockeyes, 4-2 now. Delta back on their heels.
Well, 2-goal lead, but they've been down by 2 goals before, as we witnessed in the first period. They're going to come back. It's just a matter of time. And of course, we talk about CJ Young. This guy is having a real string of rough luck right now.
Yeah.
But he's gonna, he's gonna work it. He's gonna get her going. I'm believing and I'm thinking to myself that Mr. Sampson is overdue as well. He's got to get one. A couple players push in front at the center
number
ice.
9, Daniel Mackay. Time of the goal is 6:19.
Sika from Mackay at 6:19. Out in the neutral ice area, picked up by Williams for the Sockeyes. Oh, White tried to throw a check and missed the initial one. Went to throw one, but ended up hitting the wrong guy. At least not the one he initially planned on, Miles.
Yeah, but he still got a hit in there, so
still got one. We'll give that one. Sampson going down the end after that. Williams trying to take him. Sampson hauls his man down.
Now, Steve, you talked about Sampson getting involved in the game. Did you mean, pull him down on a tackle like that, or did you mean score a goal?
No, I meant score a goal. I didn't mean doing that. That's something. I'm not sure, but I believe we could have a pair of penalties here. Now look at the Richmond bench. They're livid. They're saying, what are we getting a penalty for? I believe we have coincidental penalties. Let's see.
It's an interference call and a hold call. You're right, Steve. Yeah, he's going to send both of them off.
Send both of them. One, Richmond Sockeye, if you get a chance to look at it. Richmond Sockeye was actually trying to run a pick play. What they do in basketball. Trying to run a pick play. He clearly cut off Sampson. Sampson took exception to it. Give him a little of a bulldog. I wasn't sure. I thought maybe we were at the Cloverdale Rodeo Fairgrounds for a while. I was looking to see whether there's any horses in here.
We can get a shot of Sampson going off the ice. He's being assisted. He must have maybe tweaked a knee on that play as he went into the boards. Not quite sure. We'll see if we can check on that.
Well, we get a little bit of a breather right now. I want to let everybody know that it's that time of the year. Baseball registration's up and running. Ball hockey, we should start to think about the youngsters being involved in ball hockey registration in Delta. You can register the youngsters for ball hockey. I know the registration date is February the 6th at the Sun God Arena from 10 until noon. They will accept registration, late registration. The price, I've been given a price list as well. Mr. Tom Brewer was so kind to get this stuff over to me. As you can see, the score, Sockeyes 4 and the Ice Hawks 2. The registration prices, the Peanut division is $70, Pups is $75, Minor division is $85, Major is $90, and the Junior division is $95. If you want information on ball hockey in the Delta area, call Laurie Smith at 590 1-0-3-7. That's for ball hockey in the Delta area. From the draw, going in the corner, trying to get control of it. Birmingham fighting for it in the corner, trying to pick it up. We've got a delayed penalty against Richmond. Shot on goal, and we've got a penalty.
Ice Sox penalty to number 14, Jamal Baker, 2 minutes for holding. Time of the penalties, 6:52.
Now we have Richmond having another penalty right now, and this will be Delta's, Miles?
They're sixth.
Fifth power play opportunity. Let's see, we get a couple of guys in the penalty box. It's getting crowded in there. They're all yapping and talking and carrying on and saying, all right, let's bet on the Super Bowl. Who are you hoping for? I think maybe they're Tennessee fans. I'm not sure, Miles.
Yeah, I'm a Tennessee fan. I hope Tennessee comes through with it like
so
we
what you
talked
say?
about earlier.
You like country music is what you're saying.
No, I'm not going to go there, but I do like their football team.
I could probably ask if you knew who Marty Stewart was, and you'd say Marty who?
Yeah. Yeah. You got that right, Steve.
Well, I tell you, one of the guys happened to talk to some of the Nashville press that was in town the last little while. They were telling me that Garth Brooks' seats, his seats at the Nashville Predators games are 2 rows behind the Nashville bench.
So Garth's a hockey fan. That's
Garth
nice
is
to
a
see.
fanatic hockey fan right now, as is apparently some of the other ones. Barbara Mantrell,
2 minutes for roughing.
sweetheart.
Time of the penalty is 7 minutes. Brill.
Yeah, apparently they've got the country music fans on board to support the program down there, and that's nice to see. Coming down across the line, McIntosh goes in the left side, taking off the puck by Landry. Landry has it in the corner. Landry sets up, gives it back out to Campbell. Campbell looks at the shot on goal. Teeing that one wide was Maurer. Maurer has it in the corner, trying to get a hold of it and knock it loose is Birmingham. Birmingham forechecking tenaciously in the corner. Centering out, Maurer forechecking, trying to kick the one loose as Clark holds onto it. Very wise move.
Yeah, Delta trying to set up the power play. They got 1:25 left. They're down by 2 goals. They're going to need a goal here if they want to fight their way back in. 12:25 left to play. We mentioned they're down by 2, so this is a key opportunity in the game here, Steve, to close the gap with a 1 if they can get a power play goal. We mentioned they're 0 for 5.
Well, it's not, Miles, it's not the fact that they're not getting their chances. They're clearly getting their chances, and their work ethic is unbelievable. They're playing hard and strong, and they're going to the net. They're getting their chances. They just can't bury it. Shot as they did right there, going in. What are we going to do? Backhand. He's down. Couldn't get it over top of him. Oh, Merridick. Just come out of the penalty box, went to the bench for a line change. Still on control is Birmingham. Birmingham has it in the corner. Maurer comes in to help out, walks out of the corner. Maurer, forehand, backhand, tries to get the shot away. Campbell, high shot. Clark dives in desperation, and he again made the stop.
Great save by Clark. Stone, he's a stone wall back there. He's stopping everything
I'm
thus
watching
far.
Campbell, he took the shot, he just shook his head and said, I don't believe it. What do we have to do?
You see his helmet there, it's a brick wall, and he's been all of that tonight as you look at the replay here. Great save by Clark. As you watch the puck come out, Delta will get a great chance to shoot right there in the slot. And a huge save as he dives over to cover up his net.
You can watch Campbell on that one. He was actually falling backwards, and he was shooting off his right foot. A little bit unorthodox shot right there, but he still got the shot away. Full marks to him for that one. White has it in the corner. White still in control. Morin forechecking against him. Trying to take it away from him. Campbell has it. Campbell, long shot right on Clark. Sprawls, holds onto it. Campbell again going in on goal and getting the shot, and Clark comes up with a big save.
Yeah, good way to work the puck to the point. Campbell, great shot. That's what you want to do. Get some traffic in front of the net. Get a shot along the ice so it can't get deflected. And there it was, just about snuck home.
We talked about playoffs between periods with Bobby Orr. If you look in that zone where they're in right now, the Richmond Sockeyes zone, on the rafters hanging down, you can see 2 banners that are portrayed by the league, and you can see them. They say the playoff finalists, and from 1997 to 98, and also 98 to 99. You can see the 2 of them hanging up right there. There's the 2 little banners we had just made mention of. Nice to see the Ice Hawks doing so well. We used to have junior hockey in the Ladner area years back. Mr. Palmer was one of the owners, and Ladner Rebels they were known as. Very strong team. They played good hockey, no different from what the Ice Hawks play out here. Herbert couldn't get a hold of it. Dumped inside the zone by Colburn. Colburn going in forechecking, giving it to Merridick. Colburn trying to pick it up and get away from his man. Going in control. Then we shot it. Not out. Kept in by Campbell. Long shot just wide of the goal. Long shot once again. That was by Levangie. Merridick picks that one up, gives it back out to Campbell. Couldn't pick that one up. It goes down inside the zone. Going after it is Herbert. Herbert gets taken out the puck by Campbell. Looks, tries a centering pass, trying to get that one out to the center by Brill. Failed to do so. Lavangi across the line. Coming down. Stops. Looks. Oh, cross-ice pass. Really close play, and Brill took his man off the puck for that one. Franson playing defense out there, as well as McIntosh for the Delta IceHogs. Solid check throw in there by Matt White. Far side, Franson shot it, but not out. Kept inside of the point by Landy. Landy failed to get it inside the zone. Finally, it just falls in the zone. Cross-ice pass to White. White has control, looks off the boards. Going in, and he just dumps that in. White's going off on a line change. Cross ice, gets some fresh legs out real fast. They did exactly just that. Cuts back inside towards the goal. Looks. Mauer going to the doorstep. Backhand shot right there. No. Clark makes the big save. Taking it behind the net. Trying to kick that one loose. Brill finally shot it out in the neutral ice area. IceHogs, Franson in control. Franson cross ice over to Tarrant. Tarrant straight up to Mauer. Mauer across the line. Looks. Birmingham going to the front of the net. Trying to get it inside to him. Clark holds on to that. Good move as he holds on to that. But then we were talking after the Ladner Rebels, and before the IceHogs, we had a team that was called the Ladner Penguins. And they were owned by a gentleman that was involved with the Vancouver Canadians, the Vancouver or the Surrey Glaciers in the old Western Ball League. And that gentleman, who was also apparently moved south for a while, and I don't know where he is right now. I've heard he's still stateside somewhere. Mr. Stu Kehoe was the gentleman that owned that franchise.
Now the Delta IceHogs here, continuing on the tradition of great hockey here in Ladner. If you want to come out and check a game out, they have 2 home games left before the playoffs start. February 8th, they play Queens Park Pirates. Well, actually, on February 8th, they're going to play the Coquitlam Buckaroos, and then the Pirates come into town Tuesday on the 15th. So 2 more home games left to come out and check the Delta IceHogs out here in Ladner.
Come on out, see what they're made of. Shot going on ice, cross-ice pass, couldn't pick that one up. Nice play by Matt White as Matt White dumped it all the way back out the center. Picked up by Thompson for Richmond. Marinick got run off the puck and bumped in front. We have icing call, and we have a face-off down. And now you can watch the coach on the far side for Richmond, Jamie Dodd, having a couple of words of discussion with one of the linesmen outside, saying, "What are you doing? You can't go doing that stuff."
Yeah, nice to see the fans come out, even though it's Super Bowl Sunday today. The fans still coming out.
We got lots of fans out here. And of course, the youngsters, young and old, come on out and support this caliber of hockey. Your own backyard. It's worth the price of admission. Come on out and support it. From the draw, goes in the corner. Picking off the puck. Sika takes his man off the puck and is jammed behind the net. And I'll hold on to it, get again another face-off as Marinick is forechecking very solid for the IceHogs. I'm impressed with the play of the IceHogs, and I will let you have the honors of picking a game star for the game, and maybe if we have the luxury, we can possibly do a quick interview, a quick wrap-up with one of them after the game.
We'll certainly try to do that.
Right, there's the 2 banners, Miles, that we were alluding to earlier on. The 2 of them, now you notice it says the Pacific International. This league used to be known as the West Coast Junior Hockey League years back, and then they made a significant change to be called the Pacific International Junior League. The reason for the international word was because Seattle was in the league, which they are no longer involved. Dom Chipka was the coach for Seattle at that time. Of course, Chips, they used to play at the old Highland Arena in Seattle. Then they moved over to Snow King. In fact, I had the luxury of refereeing the very first game that they did play in Snow King because we canceled the game in Highland and moved them over because of ice conditions. Going in across the line, Morin, a long shot blocked. Taking him off the puck was Lavangi. Lavangi couldn't get it out of his zone. They finally dump it straight up. CJ Young give the puck straight up to White. White comes down across the line, leaves it to Young. Young goes in, throws his man off the puck and down to the ice, gets back up, play carries right on. Sika dumps it inside the zone, goes off on a line change. McClenaghan comes out of his net to stop that. Cross ice pass, giving it over to White. White comes down across the blue line. Oh, the defenseman, what a different move there. Furta looked like he went the wrong way. Matt White gets up, puts his helmet back on. Says they've got to do their chin strap up to get back involved in the play. Coming out across the line, Williams has control. Williams dropped pass. Brill couldn't finish that off. And Whibley is out there as well. Taking it, McGregor behind the net, trying to get it back out to Ryan Williams. Couldn't get it to him. Shot out in the neutral ice area. Whibley took his man off the puck. McIntosh comes back inside to play strong defensively. Finally steals the puck off his man, comes down. Across the line, looks, going in, Colburn going with him, shot right on the goaltender. Now, Colburn's stick actually hit the goaltender in the mask, but that was not of his own doing because the defenseman, in this case, number 22, this is Patrick Whibley, steered him into the net. Watch this.
Take a look at the replay here. Here's Clark. It's the second time he's had a stick come up towards his mask.
Okay, watch this.
Yeah, unintentional.
Completely unintentional.
Yeah, just driving to the net. Defender, you know, taking his man to the net. Accidental. It's the second time, though, Clark's been bounced around with his head with a stick tonight. First one was called for 2 minutes, and that one the ref said no penalty there.
No, that's good. That's good. As I watch the game out here, the players, Richmond having a line change right now. Referee indicating, okay, you've had it. You're watching Pacific International Junior Hockey action on DCTV from the Ladner Leisure Center. I'm Steve Erickson with Miles Perry. Score 4-2 for the Richmond Sockeyes over the Delta Ice Hawks. Kevin Adlam, Rodney Meadows in the truck, as well as all our ace cameramen and all our volunteers that come out to assist us in putting this production on. Without their involvement, it would not be possible. So a special congratulations and a special thank you to all our crew that partake in all of our sporting events, and especially this one today. Shot, not out in the neutral ice area, kept inside by Whibley. Whibley straight inside as he gets it back over to Charters. Charters looked it back and give it to Neighbors. Shot. Lowe has it and dumped it back out in the neutral ice area. Dumped back inside by Verda. Verda hasn't seen an awful lot of ice time. A little bit in the second, sparse in the first, and a little bit more in the third right now. 7:10 remaining in this third period. Birmingham across the blue line. Lowe cutting towards the net. McIntosh. Shot, scores! Oh, about time.
There it is, the speed. We talked about it, Birmingham and McIntosh. They went to the All-Star game. These guys can really skate. You can see what happens when you start skating hard. You can open up some room. Beautiful cross-ice pass, McIntosh. Beautiful goal, wide open net. You see him, congratulations. Gonna skate over to his goalie. Here's the replay. Watch the cross-ice pass. McIntosh straight upstairs. Clark going down, trying to pick it up with his pad, but
well, the key for that one was that young goaltender Clark went down a little bit too early. The goaltender in that case committed himself. No different from what McClanahan did earlier on in the game. If the goalie commits himself first, it gives the shooter all the opportunity in the world to bury that thing.
Well, we talked about McIntosh going to the All-Star game, picked up the MVP honors and got 6 points in the game, and he gets on the board here to bring his troops within 1 goal. Here's the announcement.
McIntosh. The assist to number 20, Rob Birmingham. And to number 2, Brandon Campbell. Time of the goal of 12:56.
All right, they're 1 goal down. 4-3 right now, the score. Going to see whether or not they can come back and make it respectable with 1 more. They've had an exceptional game, but they've just been unable to capitalize on any given opportunities they've got. They've gotten a few. They get a little bit frantic out there right now. Levangie dumps it back inside the zone. Going after it. Trying to get control of it again. Levangie takes his man off the puck. Far side. Franson dumped it all the way back out to center. Mulhall gets involved. We have an icing call, and coaching staff over on the far side for the Sockeyes not too impressed.
I tell you, Steve, there's been some bodies being bashed around in that last shift. Looks like Delta's fired up after that last goal. They're only down by 1, and looks like they're going out hitting, and that last shift, boy, they're knocking the bodies around. And there's Jamie Dode. He's worried about his guys. You know, they were cruising along here with a 2-goal lead. Now they've only got a 1-goal lead. They're going to have to play some defensive hockey and keep the puck, play your positions, and, you know, play smart hockey. And if they do that with 16 left to play, they could walk out of here with a victory tonight over Delta.
From the draw, goes back in the corner up to Nyland. Nyland had it, couldn't get it out of his zone, taken up behind the net. Misplayed once again, and Richmond in control. It's the line. Franson takes his man off the puck, couldn't get control of it. Shot back out. McClanahan, the big stop right there. That could be the stop of the game if they come back and get victorious in the outcome of this one. Now White has it. White, long pass going in. Young offside. Clears it to get back onside. Sockeyes in control. Marionek forechecking. Levangie goes to take his man off the puck. Coming back, now Young playing strong defensively in his own zone once again. Looks, giving it over to White, up to Marionek, trying to get it up to him, and Berta stole it on the interception. White took his man off the puck. Williams gets bumped. Referees are letting him play right now. He wants the players to determine the outcome of this. He doesn't want to put somebody in the box that might cost him the penalties, as well as the game. If they end up settling this game, they're going to do it themselves. Puck picked out of the air, not with a high stick. Referee indicated, he waved it off. McIntosh took his man off the puck. I want to let everybody know right now there's lots of sporting action in the Delta area. We're going to be out and covering lots in the next while. Come on out to the Seackwam Senior Secondary School February the 7th. Miles and I will be there doing a telecast between Seackwam Seahawks and I believe it's White Rock in the high school basketball. Come on out. That's a Monday night at Seackwam.
Boy, there's a story, Steve. Seackwam with a great team this year. They're ranked in the top 10 in the province, and you know they're taking on White Rock that night, the #1 team in the province who won it all last year at the Agrodome. So it's going to be a great night that night, great night of basketball.
Well, we're looking forward to coming out and covering that. And you talk about athletes in Delta playing lots of different events. Mitch Berger playing with the Minnesota Vikings. He also played basketball with the North Delta Huskies back when they played at the Agrodome. I believe it was Morin takes the shot. Big stop by McClenahan. Just dump back out to the neutral ice area. Neighbor has it, shot it back in. Heads up, everybody ducked, including both the officials on this side. Behind the net once again, Brandon Campbell has it. Campbell looks, comes out, dangerous move. The cut across in front of his goal. Dump back out in the neutral ice area. Baker dumped it up the center. Lost it across the line once again. Picked up by Birmingham. Birmingham giving it back over McIntosh. Lost it. Rolled off the end of his stick and Whibley takes him off the puck in the corner. Birmingham still in control, fighting for it. Birmingham trying to get away from, I believe it was Thompson. As he dumped it back down in the corner, going after that and fighting for it. Whibley, oh, McClenahan comes out, commits himself. Boy, that could have been costly, Miles.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play. He kind of hesitated. You can't do that as a goalie when you leave your crease.
No kidding. Charters cross ice, but he picked that one out of the air as they tried to make a very bad passing play out of their own zone. Landy has it, dumps it back inside the zone, takes it behind the net. Lavangi picks that one up. Lavangi lost that one, picked up on a steal right there by Rich. Rich has it in the corner. Rich gives it over to Neighbor. Neighbor tries to get that on goal. Rich lost it. Back out of the point up to Landry. Landry misplayed that, dumped it back out. It's kept inside the blue line. Birmingham steals that away from him. Looks, Marinick gets bumped off the puck, back down inside the zone, and Rich has control for the Richmond Sockeyes. Cross ice pass. Straight out of their own zone up to Robertson at center. Going straight down as they dump it in the corner. Neighbor going after that one. Picked up behind the net is Franson. Franson shot it. Finally give it to Marinick. Marinick over to C.J. Young. Hit his skate. That young man's got a tough day. Marinick in control, trying to get it over to Young. One-timer blocked in front of the net. But he's getting his opportunities. Long pass and play straight up the ice. Up the center. Sika goes in, trying to get it in front of his goal, up to Mulhall in front of the net. And Mulhall was playing very strong, right going into the high slot area, getting it loose. Coughing that one up as Morin got a hold of it. Morin took the shot over to Marinick for the IceHawks. Marinick has control. Morin forechecking against him, lost it. Young comes over to help out. Picked up. Herbert comes in to dump it back inside the zone for the Sockeyes. Taking it behind the net. McClenahan has that. 2:29 left in this third period of play. 4-3 for the Richmond Sockeyes. Dumped it all the way out the center, down the ice. Gonna have icing? Sure we will. Face off back in the IceHawk zone with 2:22 remaining.
You know, Steve, Delta, they're really running around here. You know, they can't let opportunities come to them. They have to create opportunities by forcing the play, and they're not doing that here in the last few minutes. As
what's he contemplating? When we pull the goalie?
Probably, you know, he's probably frustrated, like I was talking about, is they're not creating their own opportunities by forcing the play. They're not skating hard in these last couple minutes. They're sort of trying to let the plays come to them. They can't do that. They have to make the plays happen. And with 2:22 left, time's running out for Delta. They've got to get it going on. And of course, Brad Bowen's got to make the decision whether or not to pull his goalkeeper here.
Well, if they're still down by one goal, the decision will be easy. He'll pull them. There won't be any question on that. It'll probably be within about maybe 45 seconds remaining, unless they get a very long amount of offensive power going in right now. Inside the corner, trying to kick that one loose. Low, forechecking for the IceHawks. Low to Birmingham. Birmingham has it behind the net. Tries a centering pass. Trying the wrap around. Matt White has it behind the net. Lost it. Picked up on the far side boards by Franson. Franson has it. Dumped it back inside the corner. Going after that. Trying to kick that one loose. Birmingham forechecking. Trying to cough it up. Lavangi picks it up. Shot. Clark steers that one going off in the corner. Shot out and down the ice by McGregor for the Sockeyes. Forechecking. Lavangi comes back in to help out. Robertson for the Sockeyes coming in as well. Couldn't get a hold of that one. Lavangi takes his man off the puck on the far side. Rich gets steered away from it. White has control for the IceHawks. White gets out of his own zone. Cross ice up the center. Coming down. What are we going to do? Low going towards the front of the net. McIntosh couldn't feed it to him in time. All the way back out the center. Tarrant dumped it inside the zone. Clear it. The delayed offside is nullified. Marinick forechecking. Finally got it back out. McIntosh up to Marinick. Marinick across the line over to C.J. Young. Failed to get it to him. Marinick intercepts on a bad pass. 1:05 left. Marinick has control. Dumped it inside the zone. Goalie's getting ready to leave. He comes back on the ice and stops it. 1 minute left. McClanahan left that one. Smart move. Up to Marinick. Marinick, bad bouncing pass, but it somehow got through over to everybody. Marinick cuts in. Lost it on a bad bounce once again. Tarrant dumped it back inside the zone. Picked that one up, a neighbor dumped it up, and I believe it goes up and out of play, and we have a stoppage with 45 seconds left. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see a timeout called at this time by Delta. They're due.
45 seconds left there. You see McClanahan on the bench. The goalie has been pulled. They've got the extra attacker out there. Now,
I believe.
Timeout. You called it, Steve. On the ball today.
Timeout. On the ball or on the bus. That's what they say. It's my way or the highway. Isn't that what they tell you?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's my wife's line.
You know what you talked about earlier on in the game is Delta was losing a lot of the faceoffs, and they picked it up after you talked about it. They must have been listening to you. And now it's going to be a key time to win a faceoff, get control of the puck, get it in their zone, get it in the Richmond zone, and get something happening here with 45 seconds left to play.
Well, you know, the one area I talk about faceoffs as we watch Coach Brad Bowen over there giving some words of wisdom and directional play to the team. The one thing that a lot of players fail to remember that faceoffs are very important, especially at a young age. And I guess it's because, with all fairness to the coaching program, the coaches don't really have the luxury of teaching them how important a faceoff is. But on the other extent, for officials, and I'm talking, I don't care whether it's a referee, but particularly in a three-man system for linesmen, they don't understand, a lot of them, they don't understand the importance of a faceoff. A bad bounce or a wrong drop, one way or the other, could have the puck give it away and cost a goal. Either way, it costs a winning goal. And I always tell every official, when you get the puck for a face-off in either zone, the first thing you do is clear all the snow off the puck so it doesn't slip out of your hands, because it'll slip out of your hands all the time if you don't clear it out. From the draw, 43 seconds left. The goalie's out. I call it at 45, Miles. I'm not far off today anyway. Back out to Levangie. Levangie over to C.J. Young. Young trying to get it back out. It was intercepted by Maurer. Lost it up and down the ice. We have an icing called with 30 seconds, 29.9. And we'll have a face-off back down again in the Richmond Sockeye zone. All right, what's Richmond got to do to stop Delta right now?
What they got to do is think about their practice, think about what they run. They've been in these situations before, I'm sure, all year long. Just don't panic. Just don't run around in your own end. Grab your guy, know who you're supposed to be with, follow them. Get the guys off the faceoff. We talked about how important faceoffs are. Don't let the guys cut to the net. Let your goalie see the shot.
We've got Campbell, Levangie. We've got Marinick taking the draw. McIntosh is out there as Campbell gets the puck. Campbell goes in, takes it, trying to get it back over. Nice play, and he couldn't get it to Maurer. And again, it goes on goal. They've got what I believe could be their top line, or is their top line out there. They're getting the opportunities. They're just unable, because of this young man out there, to put the thing home. That's what they've got to work on. But right now, if I was Coach Brad, what I'd be telling the boys is go in, get your shots, and follow up with the rebounds. Don't just take the shot and stop. Go in and do your finish off, because if he gives it up and coughs it up on a rebound, you're going to have the luxury of picking it up.
That's right. That worked to perfection there. They won the draw, and they got it back to Levangie, sent it over to Campbell, and that's what they got to do, is win these faceoffs, get it back to the point. Like you were talking about, Steve, crowd the net so you can get an opportunity to get those rebounds. Here we go.
From the draw, McIntosh took it back out. Levangie teed that one up, and it was blocked in front. Tough break by the young man right there. 15 seconds left. Straight up the center, up to Marinick. Marinick comes in across the line. Look, Young is going to the doorstep. Get it into him. They couldn't do it. Dumped out in the neutral ice area. 5 seconds. I think that's all she wrote. Levangie takes his man off the puck and dumps it out the center. The buzzer goes. The game is over. The Sockeyes defeat the Delta Ice Hawks by a score of 4-3 after what I consider, Miles, an exceptionally well-played Junior B hockey game.
Yeah, what a great game. Both teams came out and played hard. I guess what you can say is Richmond was just a little bit better than Delta today as they win by a goal. And, you know, you look back on some of the power play
I won't say
chances.
They were better. I'll say they were luckier.
Yeah, you know, Delta hit the post and crossbars quite a few times. And like we talked about, we'd have to check our stats, but I believe Delta went 0 for 5 in the game on their power play.
Quickly, who's your game star?
I'm going with Murray Robertson from the Richmond Sockeyes. He's got a goal. He was great on the power play, and he was really a key, fundamentally sound in the last few minutes.
You got any from Delta that you're picking for a game star?
Delta for a game star. Why don't you help me out with this one, Steve? Who did you like tonight? I always got to pick him. I had my eye on Robertson. And Delta tonight, you know, you can look at their goalkeeper, although he let a few in the early first periods, but Who do you like?
If I was going to go offensive mind, if I was going to go first defensive, I was impressed with the play of young Campbell. I thought young Campbell played very, very strong. And if I was going to go offensive minded, I would have to go, I guess as far as offensive, I was very impressed again with the play of young Matt White. I thought Matt White played an exceptional game.
Yeah, I remember that one play, White, he didn't score, but it was basically his hit behind the net that created the opportunity for a Delta goal. And he hustled in the end, made the hit, got the puck out front, Delta scored. So a great call, Steve.
It was a well-played game. I was very impressed. They had, never mind getting the crowd on hand, they were up against the fact that they're competing against Super Bowl Sunday. First off, a lot of people say, why would you play hockey on Super Bowl Sunday? The schedule's made. A lot of people don't take that into account, but regardless, there's certain days that you just have to play hockey, and today's one of them.
Yeah, we're here. We had a great time. Great game, like we said. The Canucks are playing tonight, so who cares about the Super Bowl? Hockey goes on. We're in Canada. We're not in the States, so hockey's our big sport.
We've got to be patriotic, but in fairness to all our viewers down in Point Roberts, we hope they enjoyed the telecast, that they flicked channel. Maybe they didn't, and like the Super Bowl game, maybe they turned this on instead. Right. And we are pleased with that because it was a very thoroughly well-played game. I was impressed. Young goaltender. Let's talk about the young goaltender because you were talking to Bryce Hallwig about the young goaltender, Mr. Clark, coming up, played in the northern part of California, and the two of them competed with each other. I was very impressed. I thought he played such a strong game. It was just tough. I mean, it was almost like I guess he would have this invisible sheet of plexiglass between him and the net so that nothing was going to go in.
Yeah, well, he's got that brick on his mask, as you've seen in your shot, and he was a brick wall today. Delta, they were pressuring. They were getting a lot of shots, which is what Brad talked about early on in the game, and they were crowding the crease, but Clark time and time again came up with the big save when his team needed it, and that could have been the difference in this game tonight.
Well, a lot of good hockey action in Pacific International Junior Hockey League, and of course you'd mentioned a couple of upcoming games for the Delta Ice Hawks, so we want to encourage anybody, come on out and support the league, whether you live in the Delta area, whether you go to the Richmond area, whether you go to Poco. There's lots of great hockey action. It doesn't matter where it is. Go on out and support it. Abbotsford right now is on top of the league, leading it right now, and they virtually look like they're just going to run away with it.
Yeah, that Abbotsford probably does have a lock on first place, but second place is a battle, and here we go. Richmond tonight, they won. They came in off a 3-game losing streak. They turned it around. They won tonight. Delta now has lost 2 in a row. They got to fight their way back to get back in a battle, and you talked about Grandview. They're right in there, too, so there's 3 teams, possibly 4 teams fighting away for that second spot.
You throw Poco into the mix, you've got a real dog.
Exactly, and like we talked about earlier, one win here, a loss here can make a huge difference. You can go from second to fourth, so these games coming up, there's 4 games left for Delta. They've really got to turn it on if they want to move up in the standings.
Well, as Bobby Orr mentioned, the top 6 teams make it. The bottom team right now, and of course Queen's Park is coming here. They're the bottom team, at least in today's standings, and it doesn't look like they appear to have any chance on catching it, but they look like they could be the odd team out for the playoff format.
Yeah, and that might be nice for Delta. I think they end their schedule against Queen's Park. Not saying that Queen's Park won't come up and play a hard game, but Delta might look at that, and it could be the game that could make the difference between third and second place, depending on how they play.
We mentioned before, our coach for the Queen's Park team is Ron Johnson. He works at the North Delta Rec Center, and he just recently brought on board. He was a gentleman that coached the championship team last year when they won the Western Canada Bantam Championship. So, I mean, he's taken over the reins of that, and he's turned them around. I've talked to a lot of people involved with that organization, and they really like what Ron Johnson's doing there.
Yeah, the whole organization and coaching and stuff. Like, we talked to 2 great coaches tonight, and it speaks volumes as you see the players come out, and these coaches, they coach the All-Star games, they come out and coach the teams here tonight, and it speaks volumes. We talked to 2 great ones tonight here, Steve.
Well, you watch the level of play that we've witnessed out here today, and it says an awful lot for the minor program, regardless of the association. It says a lot for the minor program because it's very obvious from my point of view that the coaching in the minor hockey program is getting so much better as the years advance. And of course, as we're into the new century now, the program is getting so much better and stronger that the younger boys and girls at all levels, they're getting better teaching so they can perfect their skills and work it to a higher level.
Yeah, and it gives them more opportunities to, like you said, improve on their skills. And we talked about the WHL coming, and I had a chance to speak with Dave Buck, president of the Delta Minor Hockey Association. He said the registration has been down, and by getting games like this and good quality hockey in the WHL coming in, registration's only going to pick up because there's more hockey, there's more players for the kids to look up to, and it's only going to help our minor hockey out.
Well, it is. It has to help the minor hockey program because the one area that we've been a little bit lax, and let's face it, when you live in the luxury of the Lower Mainland, there's so many other things that you have to contend with. And, regardless of the sport, there's so many other major things that you've got to contend with. And I'm talking versus going outside of a smaller community, whether you go to Smithers, wherever you go. They've got virtually, that is what they focus on in their winter. They focus on baseball in the summer. They've got, it's what I call season sports. We don't have that luxury. We've got lots of sporting events, but well-played game. Final thoughts, Miles?
Final thoughts tonight. I think both teams came out well. Richmond, both teams really needed to win the game, but I think the difference was the power plays. Even though Richmond didn't convert on too many, I think they only got one power play goal. It was Delta. They hit crossbars, they hit posts. They just couldn't get that power play goal when they really needed it, and I think that was the difference in tonight's game, Steve.
Well-played game. Well said, Miles. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Final score was 4-2. Don't forget, come on over to Seacom High School, February the 7th. Join Miles and myself, and we're doing a Seacom basketball game. High school basketball at its finest. On behalf of everybody involved with the television crew here, thanks for watching Delta Cable as well as this Pacific International Junior B hockey game from the Ladner Leisure Center. I'm Steve Erickson on behalf of Miles Perry. Thanks for watching Community Sports for a sporting community.